essentially, if you don't mind me gushing for a minute, like one of my heroes, one of the people I respect over here in this space. And I think it's about damn time that we all get the attention that we deserve in this hip hop shit because hip hop is starting to change the algorithm. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about because shit's crazy out here, and all these battles and shit like that.
Oh
Who'd have known
yeah,
that some
going
shit
crazy. They're
between
going
Kendrick would
nuts.
just like launch this whole thing, Daylight's whole shit when he's
Oh
just like,
yeah.
all the bloggers all calling each other, all mobbing for supper, all off of our
Yep.
hard work. I was like, oh shit.
Yep.
That's the dopest line. And that line stuck with me from the jump. I only heard that like twice, when I played it back, and that shit stuck with me in my head. Same with that track. I was gonna say too, that track that you were playing at the top end. I can't believe you're already, 20 episodes deep coming up. Um, God, do you know how many months that is in weeks?
I mean, technically, I mean by myself, I guess, because when I first started streaming, I think probably like the first, I don't know, 15 were like by myself. But then once I got in, I was in Curtis's community, I just started collabing with so many people. And then that first time that I think Solo Key came on episode 37, and ever since then he was like, so from like 37 to like 97, he's on the show.
Yeah.
So we got crazy beats. So it's like it was a little adjustment because I was so used to having somebody on live collabing with me, which I love. Like I love collabing. That's something that I'll always do because that's the to me it's the most fun way to make music. You know what I'm saying? Because you inspire each other.
Yeah, and it's like
Um,
the most like organic too next to live performance,
yep.
sharing that space with one individual or two individuals or whatever is to me very similar to the experience of sharing with thousands of people on a stage. Like those two connections universally are like it as far as music goes in my opinion. The collaborative space is more frequent obviously because you have to be in a specific element, specific season with an album and stuff to perform or whatever, but the collaborative space is all day every day out for endless.
I'm telling you,
I'm going
it's
to interrupt briefly.
go
Uh,
ahead.
it looks like I cannot, I'm doing technical tests on my stream here. It looks like I cannot stream in the way that I've joined the Zoom. So I'm going to exit and I'm going to try to rejoin in the way I need to join. I may be coming in and out until I get it sorted right. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so Sun says that it's not working for some. Oh, oops. Okay. Destructo's probably like, what the fuck?
Wait, did you stop the stream?
No, huh.
Nah, but I got what you're saying though, collabing with people. What you just said there, I have a friend named Easy Money. I love collabing with him. Uh, and it's really refreshing. And partially it's because I'm sort of lazy when it comes to beat arrangement or like adding drums, stuff like that. So I normally make melodies and then give it to my boy Easy Money and do some magical with it. So collabing is really something people should do more. So whenever I'm on like any stream, I always look out like, yo, you want to collab? Can I send you something?
Yo,
BDs.
one of the main reasons why I wanted you here, not only is because you exist in this hip hop space and the style that you do, and being in Sweden, across the globe from most of us being in the States over here. But our collab, you fucking got me back into rapping. I thought I was just gonna produce here on YouTube and that was gonna be it. And who would have fucking thought that drill out of all things, something that I never done stylistically as far as genre goes, and then I'm over here rapping my ass off in a way that I never, and that was 2 years ago. And it's like I said about the fucking Ice Cube thing, that track is 10 years old, and the fact that it's out here becoming platinum. Music is timeless and it's time, and I'm working on that very song now. And I feel ready to push it out because now it's time. But like I wanted you here specifically because of not the demographics, but the personal connection. You know, if I could be selfish for a minute and just say, you know, you fucking got me into rapping, so like I want you here. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it,
So,
man.
you know, fuck all the bullshit, you know. I don't remember the channel or not, you know, I don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? It may look like favoritism on the outside, but you know, on the inside, they could all kiss our inside asses, you know what I mean? Like,
Man, but collab is really fun. Like, you know, I just wish people would like be serious. Like, you know, they don't have to answer me or whatever. But if I send them something, they should do actual stuff with it. But it's really hard, man. I think some of them are really afraid that maybe I might steal the stuff. You know, they will earn nothing from it. So that's why I don't even what's this called? Whenever I send people something, I just tell them, yo, do whatever you want to do with this. Just send me the beat, you know, project, and listen to it. You know, then we can. But a lot of people don't do that, man. I don't get it.
it's the thing is the internet's weird. You know, it's a weird space on the internet, and I think what we are discovering about YouTube is that like it is a way to connect the serious people together. And I think us serious people are just starting to learn that really and really utilize these tools for the communication properties that they exist for and not to create content for the platform so they could, you know, do whatever. Like we all have our own agendas in hip hop or production or whatever. But we all have to, you know, eat and breathe and exist within the space. It's not like we have to, we choose to. But we're finding each other, you know, like we've been on it for a minute, you know, like Sketch. I mean, you were off for like a year and shit, and you came back, and I was like, hey.
Yeah, it was longer than that
How's
though,
it going? It was long. It was like, yeah, I looked at
It
your
was
last
a
video and I was like,
yeah,
oh,
it
shit,
was
man, it's
because
really been that long?
yeah, because I went through a whole lot of things in life, and I was just like, yo, I didn't even know what I was doing, and then like we had to open up the businesses, you know what I'm saying? And that took like
Yeah.
all of my time.
That takes
So
everything. I noticed that about my two shops is that I was never doing music. Even when I did that Esham collab, I had somebody else make the beat and I didn't even throw down on that verse until after the shop closed. And still then it never released. It's out there, faded into obscurity forever. What's up, son?
Yo, what's up, my good peoples?
what's
Real
What's
up?
happening
official
with y'all?
there. I was
Enzo,
like, yeah, I hope nobody over here plays dress up and shit like
what's
that.
up?
It's like we're all just in our regular attire. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm in my regular shit. What you
yeah,
talking
I
about?
know you just got back from
No. What you talking about? This ain't church attire, man. What you talking about, man? I'm just up there chilling with my family, dog.
You gotta
But
have
you
the
know what?
NY
But you
on,
know
you
what
know
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
hey,
you know what I'm
there
saying?
you go. There you go.
Represent. I got
Yeah,
my sister
no,
T
fuck
up
up.
in here. Yeah. Yeah. New York is in the building now. So let's
Yeah.
go. All right. So what we talking about?
Recon's with us. Recon's on with us. So he got off real quick and he's testing
Oh,
something
man.
out to see what his stream because he's going to stream from his channel too. I don't think Symptoms of Reality is going to stream from their channel. I think they're just going to guest on here
Okay. All right.
because they
But
didn't
they
seem
said
like
they said they were coming in. Did you hit Lamar and them? Did you hit
no,
Lamar?
they were at the record store streaming a few minutes ago, so they're
Oh, okay,
headed
okay,
back
okay.
right now. So like they'll if I don't hear from them like within the next 10 minutes or so, I'm already texting Marilyn and letting her know that I resent the link just
Yeah,
in
yeah.
case she tried it ahead of time because for some reason Zoom created a new situation every single time
Yeah.
I updated it. So like
Gotcha.
every time I updated it, it's like bam. So I don't know how many messages you guys have been getting, but as the host, it doesn't give me multiple updates. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? I look on my calendar and I had fucking 6 Zoom meetings, and I was like, what the fucking shit
I only
is
got
this?
one. I only got one. I only
Nah,
got
me
one.
too.
But hey, yo, Enzo, man, let me tell you something, man. You just messed me up, dude. No, you
Fucking-
did. Seriously, Enzo, you did, man. You messed me up, man, because I thought you was like I thought you was an Italian dude from Assassin's Creed, man.
Watch out, watch out. I might
My
be.
man is like, scaling those buildings, man. like that's my favorite game, y'all.
Hey, man, Assassin's Creed.
Did
For
you ever
sure, for
did
sure.
you ever watch that Tobuscus Assassin's Creed literal?
No,
You never watched that
you gotta
shit?
send
That's
that
some
link.
zeitgeist shit right there. I used to watch that with my oldest son.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
like
Oh,
10 years
okay.
old. That shit was
You were talking
popping.
about your actual
14
kid.
years
You
ago.
said your oldest son. I was like, yo,
Yeah, the
there's only
24-year-old.
There's only one. Man, you a baby in the game, dog. I got kids. You a baby. I got yo. Just
Kid's
so
got a
so we
decade
can,
on my kid.
I got a grandson, y'all. Let me put
Hey,
it that way,
yo.
B. Okay.
I'm the
Like
only
I'm
baby
officially
here,
I'm
yo.
officially OG age. So you know, hey T, you know how you can always tell when an OG's an OG? Because look, it's you see that little bit of gray right there? That one part,
Yeah.
that's
Oh.
when it's OG. As soon as you get that in your beard, like that part in your mustache, that you're done.
I
You-
know. I
Oh.
got a gray in one of these curls here. I
Yo.
don't know.
You just got
I
one.
want to
See?
tell you guys this. I want to
Why
tell
you
you guys
why
this
you gotta
because
play like that, T? Why you gotta
Yo.
play like that?
this is going to be a surprise to everybody else.
What's up? What's up?
I realized the other day, just like a couple days ago, just out of the blue, that I need to shave my beard entirely because it's been about a decade and I have my 30-year-old beard still lingering around. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah,
I
you gotta
need
grow a
to
new
start
one.
over and like go all over
Yeah.
again.
Got that
So,
energy,
Yeah, I
bro.
agree.
yo,
I
yo,
agree.
but
Yeah,
check
I
this
agree,
out.
man. I'm about to shave this off too. And by the way, y'all hear Cyrus? He's actually saying that shit to like fuck with me a little bit, y'all, because
I'm gonna do that
he
content.
he
though.
knows that I can't connect my shit. First of all, I can't
I'm gonna
connect
hit
it.
little Tussin with
And
it.
the other
though.
part is I can't
I'm gonna
even grow
wake
the
him up.
side. This don't even come in, y'all.
I'll wake him up with the camera and I'm gonna go in there with none of this.
Yeah.
him go,
Do that
"Ah."
with Lil Tussin. Yeah, he gonna freak out. He gonna freak out.
Yo, but I'm gonna do the experience and put it on my other channel just because it's not a once in a lifetime experience. I mean, it may be for me or whatever, but like it's like only a few once in every blue moon you get to see a man with a big beard or whatever cut it because I got like 16 inches. If you were to stretch this out over here, you look over here, it's like, yeah, I got about
Yeah.
16 inches over here. So like. But I'm getting rid of all of it. You know what I mean? Just the season because I gotta
Nah, you
start
do
new
need
for
to
this
get rid
next
of it
decade, and
because
I'll grow it out again. But like, it's
Enzo,
gonna look
you would
weird
not
for a little
believe
bit. So
how
I wanted
many
to wait until after
times.
this meeting first.
But I gotta tell them this, Cyrus. I gotta tell. Look, Cyrus T. Look, listen, Enzo T. Y'all gotta hear this because like y'all don't know how many times I have to defend old viral BT. I gotta defend him.
Mr. Beast.
Because people be thinking that they be thinking he's like a neo-Nazi or something when they see the
What?
beard and all that. They're like, man,
Yeah.
that dude's in the. Why are you hanging out with that guy? He's in the Klan, yo.
I'm
What?
done.
You're like-
I'm weak,
I'm
bro.
so done.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm totally kidding.
Yo, you guys would really be done if I showed you this picture in my phone. I got my wall. I took it.
Oh, yeah,
skin
with the baldy?
bald,
Yeah.
and I cut it all this. So I
It look
just
crazy.
had
That
this
shit look
and
crazy.
this, and then
That
I
is
went.
super cool. bro.
All mean looking and
Yeah.
shit like that. I was like, yo, that shit looks fucking crazy, son.
So y'all misses my family. The reason I'm late, my family's all here. There's like a bunch of family members, and all the family members who are like power lifters are here. Okay, so
Quiet space there.
they've all been in
hear
my
shit.
in my gym in the garage. We've all been out there lifting,
with
and
the power
everybody's
on.
like trying to outlift everybody. So I'm,
Fucking with
and
the
of course
battle
I'm
rope and
OG.
shit.
But look, I know we on a live, and I ain't trying to brag, but that 335 did go up like for 6 times. So let's go,
Five,
let's
yeah.
go. And I'm an old man. I'm an old man. You know, like, it's
Damn
like-
old man.
Yeah, I'm an old
Knock
man.
it off. Knock
But
it
it's
off.
true, T. I am. I'm not
That's
even.
bullshit.
I'm not.
I don't
Look,
even
just
want,
look at
no,
me, T. Just look at me.
nope. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. That's that bullshit
So,
that people
you
be
know
like,
what?
you 40, stop rapping.
You know what,
40,
like-
stop rapping.
No, but I'm not telling anybody else. I'm just saying it for myself. Like,
Nah,
you know,
don't claim
you know
that
what I'm
shit.
saying?
Age is just a number. It's
I
all
like
about
it,
how
though.
you feel, how you look. And you look mad
That's
young
true.
too. So
Oh, thank you. You and T, you are too sweet. You are too sweet. Tell your wife I said thank you for that. Tell your wife you tell your wife what you just said about me, and then I'm gonna tell her to tell my wife that, and then like I might feel
she gonna
really
know.
good
She
about
already
myself.
knows. She already know the deal.
You know what I mean? So Enzo, man, look, are you married, Enzo?
Nah, man. Study.
Kids?
Nah, hell no. Nah, I keep
Where
taking
you
myself-
at? What part of the world are you in?
Sweden, Scandinavia.
Oh, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Do you speak German?
No. I do understand, but I'm not like literal German. But I speak Swedish.
Okay, cool, man.
That's
That's what's up. So
You
so
should
just so
carry
you
on
know,
full
we got some
conversations on
vacation
this channel,
coming
too.
up. and I'm a world traveler, so maybe I can set up some time and maybe we can hook up in Sweden, man. I'd love to come visit you, man, and just come see you and we'll just kick it.
Definitely.
So let's exchange information after all this, and then like for real, because I really do that. Like you can ask Viral. I go all over the world all the time. So
That'd be awesome, yo.
That's my
that'd be
dream.
cool.
I can't wait till I stop working so much so I could travel.
Oh man, I can't wait to see you, T Sketch. I can't wait to see you in person so we can go do some stuff and hang out.
It's gonna be dope.
Hey,
I told my
Viral's
wife,
getting me.
I said,
Two
son,
New
moving to
Yorkers
Seattle.
together
She's like,
outside
it's
of New York
beautiful
is
out there.
trouble anywhere in the States.
Yeah. So Viral, I told T Sketch I might be moving to Seattle, and she said she just told her wife about it, and she was like, "It's beautiful out there." I'm telling you. See, look, Seattle, Sweden.
Hey,
You
it's
might
not
have
a
to come to
place-
Seattle there, and
It's
so
not a place to set up permanently. Let me tell you, that
Yeah.
mountain is about to blow, and those people are going to be
Holy
fucked. All
crap.
of them.
Great, man.
There's
That's
two.
great.
There's two. There's
You
two.
talk about the Yellowstone?
So the
Yeah, Yellowstone.
Cascadia subduction zone is right over there for one. So that's worse than the San Andreas fault line rupturing because that goes all these volcanoes. So Mount Adams is one it's behind St. Helens. That's the one that's closer to us, but we wouldn't be impacted even if it goes off. We would get the debris like St. Helens did in the early 80s and shit, but like we'd be somewhat fine or whatever. But Rainier is also a point of contention because it is the biggest and it's about to fucking blow too.
You talking about the
And-
super volcano, right?
There's
Yeah.
there's several super volcanoes here in the States, and like they're all here in Washington for the most part. I think Shasta's one of them too. Is Shasta one of them? That's the one that's in California.
California.
Okay, so yeah.
Mount Shasta.
So Shasta has, or California has a couple of them. Shasta being one of them. I think there are less than half a dozen in Oregon, and then it gets crazy once you get fucking more north. So like, I didn't realize that I was moving up here, going to be completely surrounded by volcanoes and shit. You could see them all from here. Like if I look out my window, I could see Mount Hood.
That's crazy.
There's a direct shot of Mount, and that shit's in Oregon.
Right.
So if
But
Mount
didn't they
Hood
say
blows,
if the super volcano blows like the Yellowstone, like the whole like nation is fucked? Like you can't breathe, you can't see.
Well,
It
a
would-
lot of it because it's like one of the biggest. It's a super volcano, so it's like
Right.
it's like almost all of Yellowstone. Like when you're walking around in Yellowstone National Park, you're actually walking on top of the volcano.
of the volcano.
So-
Is it
so-
actually bigger than the one in Hawaii?
yes.
Yeah.
That's
It's pretty.
scary as
it's-
fuck.
yeah,
And you
it's-
know that
yeah,
the
it's
animals
scary as
been
fuck.
leaving, right?
Really
Motherfuckers
good.
got fireballs behind them in the background, and we ain't even worried about that
so
shit.
Enzo, it's so big, right? Literally, they said that if it had like a major eruption and it spewed all that shit in the atmosphere, it would mess up people on the other side of the world. Like I'm like going, that is terrible, man.
Hawaii is terrible. Down terrible.
We live on a dangerous planet, and we so busy worrying about killing each other,
I
like
don't get
that
You ain't
is-
paying attention to what Gaia's telling you.
right?
You ain't paying
Gaia
attention.
is getting angry. Gaia,
Cleansing.
she
She's
gonna be
ready to
like,
cleanse
yo,
this
Yo,
bitch.
like, yeah,
You know,
she's like, I'm about to straighten all
would-
y'all out.
I was telling Son this yesterday. Over here, in our town, we are in a like it's in its infancy in booming as far as a developing town, which is a problem because it used to be plains and forests. So like we're on top of a water table. The major extensions that connect us to the rest of the states, like the 205 and the 5, just those two freeways over here. So the trenches are dug out and like right where we live. So like we don't have level ground where we're at, and it just keeps swelling underneath. And like our apartment building is sinking, and like you could see in the neighborhoods that like there's this road that we used to live down, and now it's going like this. So like when you drive, you're driving sideways up it. So like it's really starting to collapse because like we're developing at such a rapid pace and building so many buildings and shit. You know, I was telling Son yesterday that they put an acre and they put 12 two-story houses on that acre just in a circle in that fucking little
Yeah.
spot there. And they've been doing shit like that. They just knock down a bunch of forests for like it's just really disruptive to the ecosystem. And while I thought it was more exclusive to this apartment because we're right next to a forest park, and then in addition to that, we are also the freeway's on the other side of that park. So the 205 is on the other side of that park. So I figured it just because we're on fourth plane, one of the planes. So I figured it was that. But I realized after traveling through this town the last week and watching the way that the structural integrity has changed from the ground that the entire fucking city is swelling. And nobody's saying anything about it as of yet, but it's one of those things. Don't disrupt Mother Nature because Mother Nature will get you. So like we're racing the clock to get the fuck out of here because like this place is going to be fucked so much so to where there's a huge crack running underneath our fucking carpet right now that we just noticed that just developed 2 weeks ago.
It's scary. Never
It's
come to
been
the
getting
States.
worse and fucking worse.
Hey,
and worse.
Enzo, don't say that. Recon. What's
Welcome back,
happening,
yo.
man? Good to see your face, man.
Ask to unmute.
Yeah, hey,
Okay.
Recon, man. I'm digging that smooth ass beard you got going on, bruh.
I can't even grow beard, yo. I grew with
I know,
dreads instead.
Enzo. We're related, I think, man, because
Definitely.
see, it's terrible. So Recon, I don't know if you can hear me or not, brother, but you see this bullshit right here? I can't connect nothing. Like none of this connects. I can't grow anything on the side. I done put Rogaine on this shit. I done, like tried to put hair implants on this bitch. It don't, none of that work. Should I have to borrow some of T's hair? T, can you just get a trim? And I'm gonna like stick
It's
this
long, too.
shit for real. I know it's dope. I'm
Look
gonna
at it.
put this. If your wife don't mind, if you could just spare me just a
That
little
shit
bit
funny.
and shit.
Yeah,
But
look
yeah,
all Jewish with the
Recon,
curly hair.
you're looking smooth, man. Looking smooth, brother.
Yo, my hair gets curly when it's in that mid state.
Yeah, you can't hear. Can you hear us? But
I can hear you. Can you hear
oh,
me?
I just heard you. We just heard you. We just heard you.
You
Yeah.
could turn
It's
yourself up a little
lower.
bit.
Yeah, turn your volume up a little
Volume
bit
up
if you
a little
can.
bit, yeah.
Okay, yeah, there you go. There you go. Nice.
So I just got the message from Marilyn. She said, "Sorry, we can't make it tonight. We completely forgot that we had plans at a friend's house."
Oh, okay, that's cool. So I guess we could get this.
I tagged them and
party started.
everything earlier and doing all that.
Hey, yeah, don't worry about it.
Time.
No big deal. No big deal.
I mean,
Like,
god damn it! Like I would have set that up for
where's
30, but yeah, I mean that's everybody. Really.
where's Hanzo?
Oh, Apollo.
Yeah, hit Hanzo up real quick, man.
My mic, I'm not able to dial it up on my end. I had this issue in a different.
Hey,
stream, like a
see
week
if you
ago.
can turn up Recon's volume on your side, Viral. See if you can boost him a little bit.
Does it give me control?
I think it should. You should have like a little bit of an input control on there.
View profile. Do I have to do it? View profile. I'm just looking down the list.
Man, I would have to go in myself. Well,
I'm not gonna. Let me look at your profile.
yeah, check out. So Recon, he said he wants
I can't
to.
adjust your volume. It doesn't let me do it, I guess.
Recon, he
why.
said he wants to see your profile. So give him one of these real quick,
There you go.
Recon. That's a good looking side profile there, brother.
So, if my mic is too low, and I think this is a problem with my hardware because I got this feedback on a different Zoom like a week ago.
Got you. Do you have it doing some noise canceling on yours?
It's just or hold on, let me.
So in Zoom, there should be a setting. Let me look it up real quick. I don't remember it right off the top of my brain here.
It
But
has
let
like
me-
auto noise cancellation. That might
Yeah,
be
yeah.
it.
You wanna turn that off so it just make the noise low. Don't let it do it auto because it'll cut you out almost completely. Let's see settings here. Audio. See.
All right, let me go in here. I just
So there's
Apollo real
a
quick.
setting in there in audio on the settings there, Recon. It'll say like audio profile, and then it says Zoom background noise removal. Try setting yours to original sound for musicians. That's what we like to use, and then high fidelity music mode, that kind of thing. We don't use the echo cancellation and the stereo audio and all that stuff, but it might improve your
Is my
sound a little
mic
bit.
any different now?
Okay. And then above that in audio, it should be your output volume. See if your output volume, you can bring that up a little bit.
Okay.
There
So
should be a slider for that setting.
How about now? Same. Not good. Can't hear me.
We
Yeah,
can
but it's
hear you.
really
It's
super
just-
low.
it's
Yeah,
low.
it's super low.
I think it's an issue with the
There-
hardware. I don't think it's a Zoom.
Oh,
setting.
there you go. So you were going just now a little bit. It was a little stronger just now.
Check your
So-
desktop audio as well.
The options then. I'm gonna have to go back to my prior laptop, the one that I was on like a few minutes
Yeah,
ago.
it keeps on. It'll come in and you'll be like loud for a second, and then it'll just start fading out.
your other thing was perfect, by the way.
I'm gonna have to.
Your
I'm gonna
audio
have to go back to
was
that.
perfect last time.
And I'm gonna have to go back to that, but that means I cannot stream this Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So what
um,
would you prefer to do here? I mean, I don't know how helpful this is going to be to your numbers and everything like that. I mean, I hope it does well for everybody as far as that goes.
yeah.
I think I'm the dominant channel here, which is cool because I'm hosting. So, but like
Well-
not very much. I mean, we're just at around 2,000 here. So
Yeah.
y'all are all
Don't feel bad
close.
because I'm not streaming at all.
Well, I just hope that like the algorithm favors you guys and like doesn't segregate us like it does with me and Venus Theory and Ben Jordan
Man.
and shit like that.
You know what,
Just
Enzo?
fucked
You
up.
tell me, man. Would an old guy like me be okay streaming, man?
Definitely.
I should probably start streaming.
I
should.
can't.
It should, yo.
Bro, you like a ghost. You
It'd be
just
a
need
good
to get
start.
your ass
Yo.
on. You have a YouTube channel. You need to
I-
push it on. there. You say
I
you got
was
all
gonna
this
ask you
content,
if
just
you
put it
stream.
on.
Got all accomplished author and shit like that. out here.
I know, and he's hiding
Y'all are
out and
funny,
shit.
man. Y'all are funny.
He's like fucking all incognito.
you know, and hey, wait a minute, T Sketch. Look, first of all, I resent that remark because you know how I move. I move incognito.
I know, I was gonna say that, but it's fine.
It's like
I stopped myself from saying that.
And see, hey, Enzo, this is where I got him fooled because see, my mama from Nigeria, right?
Oh,
But my
word?
dad, yeah, my mama she the Efik people, man.
Oh.
Efik, man, yeah, and Calabar, man, Calabar.
Oh. that's
So,
why-
and my dad is from Hong Kong.
Oh.
So that's why I'm so light. That's why I got my brothers in Africa when I went back to Nigeria, they were tripping me out, man, because they was like, Brother Michael.
Did they call
They're
you
like,
Igbo?
so yeah, right. Then they go. So you go to America. They said the white man, he steal your melanin. I said, yeah, it was viral beats. So see, Viral, you got blamed for some shit you didn't even do, man. Look at that. I didn't even know you at the time they said that to
That
me.
shit, I was-
Oh man.
I'm over here changing the graphic here so I can.
He's back.
I'm adding recon and removing symptoms of reality. So it is now.
Yep. And then you got Hanzo.
Yeah, I'm talking to him right now on Discord.
Okay.
He says, "Where's the
So-
link?" Okay,
Tell
bet.
Hanzo to hurry up and get in here.
Fucking tell him yourself once he gets in here.
That's right. I'm like,
He,
you in
he had
here.
to.
I'm glad you hurried up.
install. I told him that Zoom works better when you install the app rather than
kinda-
doing it on your desktop, and so he did the right thing.
Man, I'm coming to Sweden. I got to come hang out with Enzo, man.
Yeah,
Shoot.
definitely.
Man, what Enzo? What time is it over there?
Oh, it's now about quarter
Right?
minutes to 12 a.m.
Okay. Cool. All right. 'Cause I
AM?
didn't-
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
It's late. Yeah.
It's late over there.
I like
Yeah.
6
An hour
hours,
different.
7 hours.
Yeah.
Damn.
Where we at? What does it say? Yeah,
That's
yeah.
okay. Come on, T Sketch. That's right there. That's young blood right there. He don't even
Well,
feel
yeah.
time. He don't feel no time. That brother could stay up for like 4 days.
Motherfucker sees
He
the
cool. We be like 4
future.
days into it. Enzo's sitting there talking about like, come on, son, wake your old ass, wake up.
Okay,
Shit, we
so
still got a party. We still
Yeah.
trying to party.
Okay, Okay, so let me
I
look
need
at.
my mushroom coffee. I need my
You know what I'm
cold brew.
saying?
I need my
Hey, how
focus
is that? I wanted to
gummies.
ask you, how is
I
that?
am
How is that
on
mushroom
T
coffee?
Sketch's
How is
diet,
that working
y'all.
out for
That's
you?
the T Sketch diet. I'm so down for that. T Sketch, you're gonna
What's
have to
up,
be my
mama?
nutritionist. I'm serious. You and your wife got to be my nutritionist. I need to get myself together here.
She's got all the mannerisms of an herbalist.
No, I mean,
Be burning
okay,
sage
so
before a session and
so
shit.
so
Coming out like
let's be
what's his name?
real.
Seven. You know, used to come out with the doves and shit in the smoke. That's what your future is. I guarantee.
Yo,
Hey,
look,
once you get there, you're gonna start doing that too. You're gonna bring rappers and shit.
bro,
You're like, whoosh,
look at T
check
Sketch's
out these
skin
beats.
alone, y'all. You see, that is a good diet right there, because her skin is crazy.
My
y'all.
diet could be better. It used
Yeah,
to be
but your
really good,
skin is
but
just
I'm
so
I'm getting
dope.
back to it. Well, that's the DNA, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the Caribbean DNA. My
yeah,
family
no doubt.
got good
See,
genes.
that's why I got all these wrinkles and shit. I'm straight up European through and through. Like,
Wait. But do
Yo.
you smoke cigarettes?
no, but I did for 22 years, and then
That's
e-cigarette.
what
See,
that'll
that's what
bring
did
your
it.
ass down.
That's
I'm
what did
telling
it.
you.
That's what
I
did it.
knocked at least 20 years off of my
And
life.
and did y'all see that lack of manners on behalf of Viral Beats? He
Yeah,
said,
rude.
"I'm
Sorry.
European." I'm like, you can't go to the bathroom and do that. It's
I
like,
can't.
I'll say, you are.
Okay, so
Where's
we're good.
Hanzo?
So we got Kriak, Sketch, Apollo, Recon. So I'm gonna leave because I mean, leave
I'm
them
drinking a
all.
Coke Zero, by the way.
It's
That
It's
is
Palo
not
Santo
shameless,
for
a
y'all.
little
That is not good.
shameless ad right now. I'm doing. Yeah, I know it's terrible. Oh, you
Shameless.
saging me? Are you saging me?
Palo
Shameless.
Santo. Palo Santo.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yo, I'm feeling that. Okay.
Yo, I
Um,
asked her, I was like, yo, what's that?
But actually, Palo Santo, it helps with creativity too.
Oh, no
Yeah,
doubt.
Like
I
when
need,
you
I
light
need
it
some
up.
of that in my life for sure.
Oh, and Enzo, just on the real, this is like I got like it's a Coke Zero, but it's got Bacardi in it too. So
Oh, okay.
Bacardi. Oh my God. Not
So-
Bacardi, bro.
So, you know,
I can't even drink that shit. That shit is
Now,
on the
now
shelf
I'm a
for
little
me.
bit more. I'm
Let's-
a lot less judgmental of that Coke Zero now that I know
Thank you,
there's
thank you,
alcohol
thank
and
you, thank you.
killing
Look,
all
look,
that
I'm gonna
shit
do it
in
like Elvis.
Coke.
Thank you very much.
Nah, I'm judgmental because you drinking battery acid.
Oh yeah. Hey, by the way,
Hey,
but not
but
only
it also the alcohol is killing the battery acid.
not only am I drinking battery acid, like guys, look, this is what it normally looks like. My creativity when I'm working on creativity, right? Everybody, you know, like, so someone interviewed me about the book the other day, another channel, right? And they asked me what my process was, so I drew a bunch of pictures on my scribe, and I was like,
Well, it makes sense
yeah,
to you.
I'm like, yeah, I'm not really that smart, you guys, seriously.
Yeah, it makes sense to you, so you have to do
Yeah.
right to understand it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm man, look, I'm shallow as a mud puddle, man. Seriously. Now I know
Kinda
I
like-
now look, I know I wrote a book on physics
fucking
and all
love
this
that
shit like that,
phrase.
but I'm shallow as a mud puddle, man.
puddle.
Like,
Yeah, but
like,
didn't you say your creative process, you have papers all over the place?
I do. If I go, my God, like if I go in the other
go
room
get
right
them
here.
shits. Go get them shits. So
No,
you can,
man, people
hey,
gonna be like
hey,
thinking I'm some
listen,
kind of serial
hold on,
killer,
hold on,
man.
hold
Are you
on.
crazy?
Bro, that's how Eminem writes. What you
Listen to
talking
me.
about?
Hold on.
Oh,
hold
he's
on.
a serial killer.
Wait.
Just write
Eminem.
shit everywhere.
Yeah, I do. I got a lot of So like I'm getting better,
Get that
y'all.
shit,
Though, but seriously.
cause yeah, we got about 15 minutes left. But yo, check this out. I got a thing over here that I'm like, yo, hip hop paraphernalia laying around, and I just happened to pick shit up that was around the house close by,
Yeah.
and I got fucking notepads.
Yeah,
Remember
man.
Ease,
That's how we get down.
man. Remember
Yeah.
notepad?
Remember
yo?
we used to have our backpacks, man. We used to wear our backpacks and we were backpack rappers.
Did you ever
Yo,
use
is
one of
that
these
Hanzo?
afterwards? Did you
I
ever,
stopped using backpack like 10 years ago.
Yep.
did you ever use one of these
Apollo.
afterwards?
I got
Yo,
all my
yo.
shit under me. Look at this is my first rhyme book.
Oh, that's fucking dope.
Oh shit. You got the Queen's joint on there too? You got the Queen's joint. Apollo Hanzo.
What's happening,
Welcome,
everybody?
my brother.
So,
And then
I
that,
can't
remember
believe
that?
the truth about this fucking record.
Oh hell yes. T Sketch.
Oh hell yeah! Right on.
Hey, T Sketch, are you gonna go back to New York? You say you're going back to Miami though, right? Like to Florida?
Yeah, I'm going to Florida next week, the beginning of June for like a week. Since my dad's
I-
turning 70.
So check this out. You think you're gonna have some time to do any shopping or whatever out there?
I don't know.
If
I
you
have no
get
idea.
a, but just let me know, because if you get a chance, I'm gonna send you some loot, and I need some size 12 joints in some of those, because Florida got a couple of the Tims I can't get out here. I can't even order them.
Oh, you mean like a Marshalls and shit?
No, like they got like a couple of stores out there I know in the Miami area. They got like these they got actually dedicated Timberland stores, but they got like
Oh, that's
unique.
dope.
Yeah, they got some unique.
Yeah, I could
Tims
ask
out
my
there.
cousin because my cousin, he's a Miami
Okay.
dude. He's just straight up. He like 305 till I die. I'm
Yeah,
like,
so
all right,
y'all
cuzzo.
know how like people collect like sneakers and shit. Like,
Yep,
you know what I'm
yep.
saying? The sneakerheads, like all of my like nephews and stuff are sneakerheads and all that stuff. But like
Yep.
me, I collect Timberlands.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, I got like
Oh, that's
all
crazy.
real New York Tims, y'all.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that shit is.
I got
like, my
some special
collection's
edition
ill.
Oh,
Tims. I
Creax
got
is
some
live
like
right now.
off-white
Look at
ones, and
he's already streaming. He's already streaming us right now.
Is he?
I know that
What's
shit.
happening, Creax?
You're lucky you're across the pond, sir. No,
Yo,
damn, we on a big screen
Apollo-
too.
Apollo, man.
are you
What's
gonna
good,
Do you know
stream
how
too,
Apollo? You know how ill that is right now. Your setup with that black and white, man. That shit is
We gotta
crazy.
go. We gotta go old school, brother. We gotta
Man,
go
dude,
old
I'm
school.
about to turn my shit black and white right now.
That is very ominous.
I'm about to turn it
Yeah,
black
we
and
just
white.
all go black and white.
I'm going monochrome. Fuck it. I'm going monochrome.
that
Hey,
going through
Recon,
my
I'm going
mom's
monochrome,
records-
brother. We're going monochrome, man. I'm just no, I'm kidding. Yo.
That going through my mom's records joint is 1.8 thousand views right now from the other day. Like I
Oh,
went
for
to
the
bed the
records?
other day was at like 100 and something. I was like, yo, what? Yeah, it's
All right,
crazy.
that's
the
what's up.
algorithm.
Look at you catching that
Hey, that
algorithm.
makes up for my mom's
Look at
mother
that,
Day
viral.
with that other record.
Oh yeah, she got
we ain't
upset.
gonna say it either.
Oh man, and she got upset. And hey, shout out, mom. Hey, mom, how you doing?
Oh, she don't
What's
be
happening?
watching Creax. She don't know.
Okay, I'm just checking with mom though,
Creax.
because
But what mom will be
when I
watching,
called
though?
you, she was at
No,
the she was at the apartment, y'all.
I got my notifications on for Creax's channel, and it doesn't even give me the notifications while I'm on YouTube. I'm like, what the fuck,
Hey.
YouTube? Like, they really don't like this fool. They're like, you haven't been on for a year.
Yeah, I haven't been streaming because my old PC decided to yo, take this middle finger and for a year. So that's why I did.
it was like negative.
No, but yeah, I'm back streaming again. Hopefully I'll be consistent like I was before.
Well, it's good. It's good to see you up, and hopefully
See.
this conversation and being a part of it and linking to the States with so many of us
Right.
webbed out across the place over here, and with the differences in here, I really hope the algorithm is favorable to all.
I think it will be. Hey, and before we get started for Enzo and for Recon and Hanzo, you already got it. Hey, I'm getting an echo from somebody.
Yeah, somebody just turned something up.
Somebody just turned something on.
I'm still going through tests on my end. It
Oh,
probably
okay, cool.
I'm gonna
So-
try to change something right now.
Yeah, no worries.
Do
We can
not
hear you
it
though.
now, or
Yeah, still got an echo.
how's this? Is this better now?
Test,
good.
test. Yep, perfect.
And my levels are still okay.
Yeah, you sound good, man. We can hear you now.
Fuck
And
it.
I was gonna just tell you, Enzo and Recon, if you guys can, before we get started, take down my email address. It's IamTheOneSonOfficial@gmail, and then I would love to exchange, actual phone numbers with you guys. I will text you, call you, all that stuff. If you don't mind getting harassed into the wee hours of the mornings and nights.
Can you repeat that again, yo? It's I am with the I am
Yeah.
or AM.
Yeah, I am the
Now
one
everybody
son,
in Sweden
S-U-N.
who's watching Creax
Official
is
at
gonna
Gmail. Yeah,
bombard you.
everybody hit me up. And look, and buy a book. T-Sketch, y'all heard it from T-Sketch. Buy Son's book, yo. Don't be playing. Like, because, I
that
don't need
book
an
is dope.
algorithm. I just need book sales. It's just like, I'm just kidding. I'm playing. Totally
I mean, you
playing.
got listen, you should be
playing.
like, what you should do is stream and give them a little teaser of each chapter. You know what I mean?
And I need you to be there for that, T-Sketch, because
I can be.
You pretty much my muse now, T-Sketch. Come on, stop playing. Stop playing. You my super producer.
Just
and
let
my
me know.
muse.
Let me know.
So
I'm here.
I need T-Sketch in my life, y'all.
So you get to control on your end, Creax, because I'm on yours, and Son's the big boy.
Is Creax gonna jump in?
This is Creax's channel, son.
Hey, Creax, yo,
Look at-
man, what's up, man?
You the
Jump
man,
in, brother.
homie.
Jump
You
in,
the homie,
jump in,
man.
jump
I know I
in,
usually
jump in.
say
Let's
that
go.
in the truck though, but
Jump in.
Who's in
Jump
the
in.
shadow here on
Get out those shadows. Come join us. All I know is my man Recon, you look like you are enjoying a tasty treat, brother. And I would like you to pass that across the screen to me, please. So, like, hold on, let me see if I can. Can you pass that? Oh, okay, cool. I got it.
Yo, this is
Cool,
gonna be
thank you, brother.
dope. This conversation.
Appreciate
like, I-
it. It's like,
You might need CERN for that.
how should I
hey,
organize?
see, look, and T Sketch knows because she read the book, so she knows what's in that book, and she knows that I talk a lot about quantum mechanics and particle and wave theory and things of that nature. So you guys,
Does anybody have an ideal positioning here, like as far as being on the left side of the screen, the right hand of the side of the screen, is the way as far as our
okay,
channel projecting out?
so put your left hand, extend your left hand like you're going to your left, Viral.
No,
Extend
I'm
your
talking
left
about
arm.
the
No,
picture
because I
wise.
want to see if we're in the right positions, everybody.
Oh, my
'cause-
left hand over
My
Yeah,
here.
left
yeah.
is
See, me and
here.
you, we're in the right place. See, we're in the
Yeah.
right place. See how our joints are connected now. And like, see, I can go down here to the UT Sketch. I can shake your hand.
Yeah, I'm right here.
You see, oh yeah, see, I got you. See, look, hey, Enzo, you're below me actually right now. It's kind of weird. So I don't know.
Oh,
below
me,
from your point of view. Okay, so right now I have myself on the top. So we got six people here. So it's myself on the top, Sun underneath me, Sketch in the middle, Recon under her, and then Kriax over here on the would it be my right? I guess yeah. So
Okay,
it'd be the right side of the
expanding
screen because
my
it's gonna
screen
project
now.
out this way. Hold on, let me look through the lens of Zoom. Okay, yeah, it's not inverted or anything like that. And then Hanzo's under him. Apollo Hanzo.
Apollo.
Yo,
Hanzo.
I'm not echoing, am I?
Nah,
Oh,
you're
no,
not echoing, brother.
Yeah,
You
I think we've worked out all of our issues
So-
here. So in 2 minutes, I'm going to do the beforehand. People aren't going to be able to see us or hear us, but yeah, and we'll
all right? Are we ready to get started? So, like,
Yeah,
how do
just
we?
let me know so I
Yeah,
could
how do we wanna
start
do it?
my stream.
Yeah,
Okay,
how do we
cool.
wanna do it?
Yeah, so ahead of time with things, just to kind of run it by you guys before I do the thing and hit the switch. I put this in the Discord too, but T Sketch, are you on Discord? Do you have a Discord? Are you?
I have a Discord. I had uninstalled it on my phone when I disappeared.
Yeah,
Man,
no, I hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean I could definitely log in again.
Let me go
That's
to-
not a
Okay,
problem.
all right.
Let me
No,
go
I
to
was
you-
just
let me go to
wondering because you were
YouTube
the
real
only one
quick.
that didn't get tagged. Everybody else is in like the Viral Beats Discord.
Oh
so,
yeah,
like,
if you
I was
send me an
able to
invite,
tag
I'll
everybody
definitely go
but
in there.
you on there. So
Yeah, of
okay,
course.
cool. So this is a loose schedule. Like whatever we run it, like we're gonna follow the conversation wherever it naturally goes. But I have a whole list here, which will be start with the introductions, and also with that will be the relationship, like our personal relationship connection to hip hop, thoughts about the current status, um, where and how hip hop began, hip hop culture, how hip hop evolved in subgenres, politics, gatekeeping,
Yeah.
industry plants, the hip hop is dead conversation, battle rap, the resurgence of hip hop, the industry fuckery, the problem with hip hop's perception, discovering the truth about our heroes, the African Bambaataa situation, Kanye, Diddy, et cetera, racism and sexism, like the isms in hip hop,
Man.
social media's effect, so the zeitgeist and shit, where to find hip hop, the resurgence of vinyl, hip hop elements, hip hop production tools, live performance as an MC, handling your business and paying dues, industry change, how to keep culture alive and moving, and then closing thoughts. That's not all going to happen in this stream. I know that. So we're going to,
Yeah, because
but it might
like,
naturally, actually,
that
we
is
might be able to
awesome.
cover them just on accident. It might just natural, because that's how it's worked out with Sun and myself before. We have dictated terms and we're like, okay, so this is kind of loosely where we're going to go. And we just naturally worked it all out. And we still had a half hour to spare after that. And we're like, oh shit, so like, that's just kind of the ebb and flow that I put down, so we're not reaching for topic ideas and kind of going around the room. I mean, we're all good communicators and well versed as far as our speaking goes, so it's not like we have to worry about like interrupting each other and shit. And
Give me a sec.
all right, you got 3 minutes. Go. Okay, let me start the stream on my end and put the hold on.
See, you're gonna
Duck.
see T sketch while Enzo's gone. See, this is a perfect time for us to make fun of him, you guys. Here we go. Here we go. So, hey, Enzo, close the bathroom door, man. You're not European, also, are you?
Okay, sun intro. Let me mute y'all, motherfuckers, so nobody can hear us. And,
Oh, hey, so Enzo, so that you are not out the loop, man. I did kind of tease you while you left, man.
Oh yeah.
I was like, you got to close that bathroom door next time, bro.
No, I'll wait. And I need a light. I ain't got no light here, right? So I like to work in the dark.
Hey, let me see which channel this is on. So, okay, sun. Okay, good. All right.
All right.
Are live,
you
but
ready?
nobody could see you guys for a couple minutes, so I'm going to duck out, let little Tussin know, and then I'll be right back.
All right.
Hey, by the way, last time he said no one could see us, we were live. Me and Vowel were live the whole time, and we was talking all kinds of shit, y'all. Like it was so crazy. We were like, okay, that's in the world now. So it was bad.
Man.
So so you guys might want to just hey, watch what you're saying anyway.
Hey, Viral, shut that bathroom door.
We know what you really went to go do.
All right,
Man.
Up. All right.
Apollo, man, I really like how you got your setup going, man. I wish people could see the other side of my office so they could see what this wall in front of me looks like. So the entire wall is just full of screens and like speakers and shit like that. So
Yeah, I gotta do a little bit more in here, and I don't know. I gotta tell you, man, I'm thinking of getting a rack and a few more synthesizers, so I might just turn my living room into my studio.
man, dude, it looks good in there, man. I like it, man. I like
I
your setup
appreciate
a
it,
lot.
man.
I mean, if you look at mine, you can always tell like the poor man setup when you look at it.
Yo, T Sketch, you know who that is? You ever know who these people are? They're from Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that's dope art for sure.
Yeah, for real.
It's one of the vinyls I'm looking for. Oh, it's 3. I guess I need to start the stream. Okay, let's do the
Stream away, brother. Stream away.
even though
You
Creax
guys
is
stop
already on.
making all the noise, bro. You always want to make mad noise when I'm streaming. My dogs, bro. I can't.
I just-
Yeah, man.
They're like, "Oh, you going live? Let me play my bone real loud."
Like,
Like what?
start like,
Volume up. Welcome everybody. We are live. And
man, what's happening,
That's-
everybody?
What's good?
Welcome everybody to episode 13 of Sundays, and we finally have made it here to our hip hop discussion panel, the first of what is going to be many. Likely we have a set group of topics that we would like to discuss that we are likely not going to get in all the way through in one stream. Before we get started, I want to welcome everybody here and welcome all the new subscribers, as the algorithm is favoring the vinyl as the resurgence of vinyl that we will get into because it's also a part of this conversation. But before we get into the weeds of the conversation, I would like to introduce not only our esteemed host, but our guests as well, starting with I Am the One Son. We got T Sketch Beats, Reconsiderate Music Sketchpad, also known as Recon. We got Creaxing in the house, and we have Apollo Hanzo joining in the conversation. So welcome everybody. And if we could just go around, I guess just starting with Sun and going up the list or whatever, and we'll just go down. Everybody can make their introductions, and while you're at it, throw around your you don't have to flash your hip hop credentials or anything like that, but just kind of let people know like your relationship to hip hop and all that other stuff. So I'll go last, Son, you go first. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Great to see everybody out there in the zeitgeist in YouTube land. I am the One Son. And as you know, this is Sundays, with the Sun, with my man, of course, Viral Beats, as we always do. And we're so happy to be able to have everyone else, some of our good people, buddies, friends, family, join us today so we can have this epic discussion about hip hop, one of many to come. And so, you know, I've been in the business, you could say, for a long time. You know, like I grew up in hip hop, you know, we're talking like late 1970s going into today, but I am not actively really in the business. I am a huge fan, enthusiast still, musician, beat maker, all those kind of things, scratch DJ, all that. However, I am mostly an observer of this great world that we have, and I write books. That's what I do. I write books, I speak, and I like to educate people. So, you know, and, you know, plus I'm, you know, shallow as a mud puddle too. So, you know, but that's all there is about me. You guys already know it.
Glad you got to throw that one in there. All right, T-Sketch.
Yo, I don't even know. Let me see if my sound. Hold on. I think it's good.
I could hear you.
We can hear you.
All right.
They could hear
Because I'm live on my channel. What's up, y'all?
you. Yeah.
My name is T-Sketch. I am from Queens, New York. I currently live in the Midwest in
Me
Nebraska.
and T-Sketch. Me and T-Sketch.
I am a hip hop artist first and a producer second. I love hip hop. I love music in general. I've been doing it for a very long time. Next year, I'll be producing for 20 years. And I've been rhyming for longer, so that tells my age. But
Yeah, she's dope too. I'm just
And,
gonna say that. Super dope.
yeah, I'm just here excited for the conversation, you know. I'm here because of Viral Beats and Sun. And yeah, I'm ready for it.
And for those who don't know out there, T-Sketch, she did the production on the last track that we put out there. So we'll get into that later, not in any kind of advertisement or anything like that. But we really appreciate having you here, Most Def. And I love
Man,
hanging out with you on Saturdays. It's just become the soundtrack to our Saturdays. for
indeed,
the-
indeed. Word, bravo.
all the way
bravo,
up until like
bravo.
it's you know 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning over here, so it's like 3 or 4 over there. You know, when the time comes, it's like damn, 7.5 hours to
So
get here.
Burrow, I'm trying to figure something out. How did you manage to get two people from Queens up in the same spot like this, dog? Like
It's just, you know, it's this hip hop
crazy.
It's this hip hop connection, and we'll get into that in a second. Let's go around.
And I
the
mean,
room.
like literally from like basically the same neighborhood too. That is just, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Life is strange. Yeah,
It
you know,
is.
it's dope though, because like this is the kind of thing, and the things that lead us to this conversation, and this is becoming such a big conversation, not only in the zeitgeist. That's not why we're doing this, because we were going to have this conversation before all this zeitgeist stuff came about, you know.
Yep.
And it's just crazy that as we develop in our hip hop proclivities, all of a sudden there's this, you know, renewed attention and this, you know, resurgence seemingly of, you know, interest in hip hop. And it just happens to be the exact genre that we are functioning in for
Yeah.
the most part. So it's great to have varying degrees of, you know, different people and diversity over here. And we could not have this stream without a female who's been in the game and just killing it and doing great, you know, just all the way through here in the game. So yeah.
That was Rob's
about
way
you,
of saying you're a
Recon?
badass T-Sketch. You badass.
Appreciate y'all. I'm
badass
just
girl.
I'm just doing my piece, that's all. I'm just giving back the love that, you know, hip hop saved me. So I wouldn't be
Same.
here right now if it wasn't for hip hop. So I
real.
gotta, you know, put my art out, and I gotta keep cooking and keep creating no matter what. Like I said, I always tell people I'm gonna be the rapping granny. I don't care.
That's what's
I'm
up.
gonna be
Legendary.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Hey,
about
hey,
you,
let's get to the
Recon?
rest of the intros though.
about
Everybody
you,
else, we gotta
Recon? Reconsider It Music Sketchpad. And
Yeah,
everybody
brother.
here, we have in the description, we have the links. Everybody's tagged. So first and foremost, everybody watching this, make sure you subscribe to everybody's channels here, because everybody's functioning in some way or another here in these YouTube streets. And if you go on their channels, they have you know, some awesome content.
Except
related
me.
subject.
Except me. So let's be clear. So
Ah,
I
you'll beat that.
I have zero content, guys. I have been really concentrating on my book, books plural, and these guys are all helping me now build my content. So thank you guys. Love you guys. And
We still see
with
that.
no further
back
ado.
there.
Brother Recon.
Yeah, so my name is Reconsiderate, or Recon, as usually people call me, because it's way shorter. I am indeed an artist, as Viral alluded to. I'm a musician, rapper. I do live looping, beatbox, improvise on my live streams. I would like to be a rapping old guy. I don't know what the
I like it.
corresponding version of a
Like it.
rapping old lady would be. Also, who was from Queens? Who said they were from Queens?
Me, the two of us
Sketch
are
and-
originally
Oh,
from
okay,
Queens.
okay. I'm not from Queens, but I had spent a fair amount of time in Queens. I'm originally from Long Island.
Oh, you from Strong Island?
So
All right,
that's,
that's what's up.
I didn't
I
know
used to live
that.
out there.
Okay. So Recon, that's what the connection
see
I
how
was
this
feeling with
shit
you,
goes?
man. I'm like, what the?
Got some
I'm like, why is this
foundational
dude like
birthplace
you was
geographical
like giving me a vibe, man. And I
Nassau,
was like,
Suffolk.
yeah,
it was
you know what
Nassau,
I'm saying?
Nassau
Nassau,
County.
yeah.
Nassau County.
Nassau.
Okay, all right, Nassau County in the house.
I
hear
mean,
you.
that's pretty much an extension of Queens. I used to live out. in
Absolutely.
Yeah,
man.
we were just talking about
That's
it yesterday.
funny.
It's like, you know,
This is a small ass
Exactly.
world, man. So look,
Yeah.
when the three of us
that's
get
a small
together,
place for all of us to be here over you.
all right. So when the
after
three
all
of us
this
get
time.
together, though, here's the deal. Like, we're gonna go and see my sister because she up in the Hamptons, y'all. So we're gonna go have a good time. All right. So y'all heard it. All right. Cool. All right. Please,
that was
rest of the
a-
introductions, though. Wow.
that
Go
was a
ahead,
very
Recon.
nice, like,
Tell us about the rest,
connection.
Recon.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So as far as like hip hop and such, hip hop was one of the let me say music. I know if we talk about like hip hop culture, it's like music is this slice. Blah, blah, blah. For me, it's primarily the music stuff, and that was in my formative years, teens, younger than let's just say teens. I don't know if it's younger than teens and older. And I had all sorts of rap CDs and such that I still have over there, piles of. And it's a big deal to me. I became a poet and rapper when I was in my late teens to 20s through today. I'm in my mid 40s. And as far as rap as a mode of my own expression, I did that for the longest as a live performance, I guess creative expression. And I did that for like 7 years until the pandemic. And then it was a sudden just drop. And a few shows since the pandemic, but it's not on a regular basis like it was before that. But that was as a rapper, so that's where I have the most experience in live performance. I released a bunch of CDs, solo CDs, collaboration CDs. These days, it's primarily just the live looping that I do, that is improvised, that I do on my YouTube page, which is, as Viral said, the name of my YouTube page is Reconsiderate's Music Sketchpad, because it's all just random, like
Straight up sketches.
it's
That's what's up.
very
That's dope.
it's totally unplanned, and there's very, very little follow-up to any of it, so it's just a bunch of sketches improvised as I do it. And okay, we have 17,000
right?
miles of sketches. Enjoy them.
I say.
That's my introduction. Thank you for having me.
And it's funny too
it,
because
man.
the way that the sketch ties in. Oh, we got our SOR.
Oh
up
snap!
in
My
here.
my brothers are here, man. My two younger brothers are in the house.
Okay, yeah, I said it was an open-ended link, so if you guys can make it in, that's the way to do it. So hopefully you guys' sound is working okay. I think we're good over here. But yeah, as far as like the sketch stuff, it's crazy because like I kind of produce the same way, do the chunks of the sounds that you want and put them together, and then just move on and move on and move on, and then go back to them and arrange the ones that you like the most, that you favor, and like, hey, these are the ones that I'm going to roll with. These are the ones I'm going to sell. These are the ones I'm going to give. That you dictate those things, but just it's sketch. Just this world really connects us in these strange that are not so strange. They're standard for us, but to the world out there, it's strange in unusual ways, and it's really profound and dope. And yeah, it's good to have you, Recon. And so I guess before we get to everybody else here, just to make sure that we're good on the sound and everything, since our friends over here have jumped into the chat here, we got Symptoms of Reality in the house. What's good, fellas? You guys good with your Your settings
I don't know. Check 1, 2. Can you hear us?
Yo, yo.
definitely can.
Okay.
Could hear you both, and
So just no video then, correct?
no, we're good.
We got True on video.
We got you on
Oh.
video.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There are no discrepancies on our end, sir. So I guess we could move on to you guys if you want to, while you know, your sound is working and we got everything good. Not that it doesn't work normally. It's just, you know, the check is done. We're good. So we're ready to hear from you guys.
Yo, why we outside the box though? Like what?
Because there's an uneven amount of people now, so it's like
Oh.
you guys want to be in here, I'll go to
Oh.
the bottom here.
Oh.
How about
Oh,
this?
okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. We
Here.
just
No.
got some more added information.
No, she was explaining that question wasn't for you. It was for the woman in charge behind the camera.
Yeah. My bad. I just be talking now out of
I'll
turn.
put myself on the bottom here. How about that?
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
no,
you
it's
good,
not,
bro.
it's
You
not
good.
tripping like that.
You guys got the middle.
Yeah, my end just
Yeah,
looked
yeah.
funky. I was just kind of lost.
Hey,
It
you know,
was
we can change it at any time.
Yeah.
It's all
No,
good.
go
Don't
to
worry.
Viral.
Moser,
Go to
Moser,
Viral.
and Trust My Monkeys. Look. Let Viral be on the bottom for a change.
And if anything, we can also do a setting to where it's like,
yeah.
Look.
my mouth, what
Look. Moser, and Trust My Monkeys, and myself. We were family, right? We brothers, so we tired of riding the back of the bus there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just-
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah. And I'm tired of robbing the bus too.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
We can still play hip hop squares though.
okay, so we need 2 more for that Brady Bunch, you know,
Yeah.
hip hop Brady Bunch going on here. Scrabble.
There's a story of a lonely lady. She raised all her kids by herself on her own.
She lived in South Central LA.
Damn. The Ghetto Bunch.
So, how about you guys? Symptoms of reality. Who are you? What's your connection with hip hop? I'll re-include you guys in the link. I was told that you guys weren't going to be able to make it, but you guys made it, and you're here. So I
Yeah,
will.
we're not. Yeah,
proactively
we're
include-
not here for long. We got to tend to outside business for our, financial means. But
It's all good.
we are really not. When we entered the music space, we didn't enter under hip hop at all. We entered under like electronic music, fusion jazz, fusion blues. But with that being said, everything we know and everything we love about music started with hip hop. And that happened for us in the early or the late 80s.
Late
Late
80s.
80s.
So we're 47. So late 80s, early 90s.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, and that was a wide range of hip hop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And before we even get too far down that line, I'm just gonna say right now, just to get it out of the way, 1994, Ahmad Lewis back in the day. I remember where I was at. That's you know what I'm saying? And that was at a very young age. So yeah, hip hop started it all. We transitioned from the boom bap to the gangster rap. And then after the gangster rap series, we went into the Wu-Tang and then into consciousness. And then for us, I guess hip hop kind of took a course of not of our choosing, and we slowly navigated away from it and just kept our old artists tight. You know, like you'll still catch me playing a Guru album. So
Right.
You guys just got back from the record store, huh? Tell us about
Yeah.
that. real quick.
Yeah, man. We just picked up a Doom album.
Which Doom album? I didn't even see that when you guys.
Yeah, I grabbed the Doom album. I can't tell you which one I grabbed because I'm trying to grab
the
all of them.
anniversary edition, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was. No, he didn't have.
Rhyme sayers are on it.
He didn't have Food. I'm on a waiting list for Food, but it was another Doom album. I wish I could go in the house and grab it, but
So
I'm not going to do that. We just picked up Smokey Robinson Deluxe. We picked up Dead Prez. We picked up. What else did we get, man?
didn't you get a Black Star?
Got Black Star, the second album, because
Oh yeah.
Talib Kweli and Yasin Bey was on some wild shit on this. Like when they released that, it was on some platform that you had to pay, and The only interesting thing was the Talib Kweli podcast, and the rest was just like, it was whack. I guess it was really geared for the Talib show, and then they tried to get, Dave Chappelle involved, and I don't know how that went, but I think it fell off the map. And when that fell off the map, the second Black Star album, in my eyes, fell off the map.
Yeah, kind of.
Why did they didn't make that public is beyond me,
Yeah.
but I get it. When you do something and you're gonna get bent over for it, and it's your art, you want to maximize your gains on it and not share that with, the overseers, for a lack of better terms.
That's
And
why
then-
there's still some exclusive vinyl artists that are just like, I won't go anywhere else. I'll just stick to this because this
Stick
is
to this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I ain't knocking them boys, but I believe there was a better way to get it out to the public and still get your money.
Yeah,
And then
it's a hard market to hit if you're just doing exclusive vinyl. You're eliminating yourself from a lot of different ears.
Right. And it's a few more albums we got. I can't remember them off the top of my head.
We got
'cause-
my Bon Iver album, self-titled. I don't know if you guys are into Bon Iver, but boy, it's wicked.
So Moser and Trust My Monkeys, yo, look, see, man, look, I even sketched this.
See, you doing
Now you're extra wilding, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, you wilding.
You doing
No,
extra.
we all
Come on.
been we all been on some family ish over here on
I'm gonna tell
YouTube.
moms
lately.
about
So-
this dude.
You do
but
need to tell Mom.
look,
that
look,
yesterday
look,
you were on with these
Look, I'm trying
guys.
to tell you, look,
Yeah,
Mom,
son. Wait,
see,
hold up, son. I wanna
Look where you playing, Mom.
let me cop that though, bro. Let me,
I'm gonna send you the picture, man.
yeah,
I'll send it to your phone, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit fat too, bro. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
so
are just playing.
it's good to have you guys here, and I knew before getting in touch with you guys the music and hardware jams, but like when you guys were doing those streams and then started talking about hip hop, and it was like,
Mhm.
oh shit, you guys are down like that, and
Mm-hmm.
then like start sharing your story a little bit more, and just like your hearts are always into it. That's why we did that hip hop piece
Oh,
for the birthday, because
bruh.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Hey,
like,
hold
yeah,
on, hold on.
yo.
Viral. Before we go any further, though, let everybody else introduce themselves because
Yeah,
these guys,
yeah.
they need an
yeah,
introduction.
yeah, no,
They-
for sure, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We got plenty of time.
Because
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like, look, SRO, they famous, man. So people know who they
Bullshit.
are.
What you
You got it
talking
back.
about?
You got it
bro?
backwards.
You got it backwards.
So
SOR.
hard.
Hey,
Yeah.
SOR. You
Check it out.
dyslexic
Check it out.
motherfucker.
SO,
you.
damn, goddamn, did I say SRO?
Damn, bro.
Stop the
God
bullshit.
damn,
You're doing
man.
that
Stop
shit
the
every time we're on the
God
phone. It's like
damn.
every other time. It's like,
You know what? Yo, y'all know I got mental issues. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I know.
man.
I'm not trying to remind
Hey,
you,
hey,
motherfucker.
No, I got
get
Chill
to
papers.
that
Yeah.
side of the
I
conversation.
got papers.
Here.
Stop playing. Hey, look, and I'm genetically your family. Y'all better
Damn,
stop
yeah.
playing.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit, yeah.
That's
There we go.
the reason why we are doing it, bro.
So,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Creax, how about you, sir?
Well, my name is Enzo, but I go by Crinnings, YouTube and other places. I'm fairly new into making music. It started like during COVID, and I decided, you know what, I like music, almost all kind of music. I really want to like produce something or become a beat maker. Which right now I am a beat maker, and I really enjoy you bring sounds together. I'm really glad that Barry invited me here today to come and learn, both learn and make friends.
Yeah. Where you from? Trinidad, Jamaica? Like, what's that accent, bro?
I'm from Sweden. I'm trying to.
Sweet. The fuck you talk? What?
See, look.
Over
see,
here
look.
burying the lead for the
So
homies.
Enzo, you not the, see. Look, you messed up my two little brothers. You just messed them up
Bro,
because
bro, that's me
because
up.
Yo, their wig is
look, check it
split
out,
right
guys.
now. They're
I
like,
told
"What?"
Enzo earlier. I said when I first saw his name on the screen, I said, "Shit!" I thought he was an Italian dude running around in Assassin's Creed. Okay, so like
I thought he was Colombian. Yeah,
I didn't know what was going on. He threw me for a loop. They got brothers like you in what do you say? Switzerland?
Sweden.
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about the diversity and impact of hip hop,
yeah.
Yeah.
our friend here, and speaking speaking of impact, for those who don't know out here, we were talking about this when we were getting set up for the stream. This guy right here, those who know that are familiar with the channel already know this. This is the one. He's the one who got me back into emceeing again. If I didn't involve myself on his channel just randomly while he's producing on FL, a drill beat out of all things
Enzo, we about to do some
got
drill.
me. And I said, how much? How much you want for that? And he said, "Pfft," gave it up, and we did the stems on it, and I sent him out to do a collab or whatever. It didn't come back, but we're finally getting into doing that. But I thought we were just gonna produce here on the channel, and I thought the emceeing element of hip hop was out of our range, and because of this guy up here, because of just randomly existing on YouTube in hip hop, motivated an old timer like myself to come.
Man, it wasn't random, bro.
And
That
wasn't
wasn't
and that's
random.
the thing. He brought it out of me. I didn't cross genres over and start talking that drill shit. I rapped me over his beat, and it really, really came out. And I really love you for that. And that's one of those moments that I'm going to be telling my grandchildren about, the thing that got me into or away from thinking that I was just going to, end it and produce my way into the sunset, Sweden, and that's the benefit of YouTube,
Right.
and the reach of hip hop, and shows the extent, get an old white boy from the Southwest to get out these bars and come fuck shit up again. And that's exactly what I've been doing ever since. I've been doing emceeing and shit and doing, just like, why am I not including that into my production? And it's all this man's fault here. So thank you, sir, for
You're
pulling
welcome,
my
man.
rusty pen out the thing. And, yeah, goddamn, man.
You gotta place blame where it's due.
Yeah, you do.
It's all your fault, man.
Oh shit, my bad.
Enzo, I want one of those drill beats, man.
Yeah, I got you. if you guys like, cause I like using cinematics and scoring like that. For some reason, I'm really stuck with violin, cello. So you're gonna hear like a lot
Love it.
of cellos. So I'm like a cello guy. I don't even know how to play cello, but yeah.
Yeah.
I used to play a little bit in school, like in junior high school.
There
a
you
little
go.
bit,
I started out as a violinist, man. So me and T-Sketch, man, we'll start with the stringed instruments right now.
I thought I was the only analog dude up in here playing the bass, bro, but that's all good.
Yeah, we all family, man.
Yeah, I started with was it
SOR.
but violin, violin, then tried with the drums, and then saxophone. And I was like, nah, it ain't what's happening. I did the saxophone because of In Too Deep. If it weren't for Back to the Hotel, I probably wouldn't even tried with the saxophone. I just wanted to get my Bill Clinton on during that time.
Facts.
So here we go. You got anything else you want to add to that?
Not really. I'm just practicing how to play guitar. I just gotta get consistent with it.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know how to play any instruments. So.
Only way to figure it out is to play it. That's how I started.
Pick it up and go and see if it
Stay with it.
vibes
Stay with
with
it.
you for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's see. Why is it doing that every time I click that? Here we go. Let me put him in the middle. And we have our final guest over here for the evening, Apollo Hanzo,
Apollo Hanzo.
staring into the moonlight.
And
Yep.
Hanzo's joint is so dope. I'm sorry, Hanzo. I got to say it again.
Oh,
This is dope.
I
My
appreciate it, man. I
just-
appreciate you.
Who
So
are
I'm
you
Apollo
and
Han-
what's your connection to hip hop?
I'm Apollo Hanzo, and I was born in Los Angeles, and that's my connection to hip hop.
And that's
Enough
all
said.
it need to be.
Moving
That's all
on.
it-
Like
that's all it need to be.
yeah, really, like we all know what that is.
Yep.
For real. Like you
Born
could
in
just
LA.
say your
Born-
region or whatever, and
Wait. Apollo, West LA or because we was born in West LA, White Memorial. Where were?
Yeah, close to it.
There you go. Yeah.
One of the things that has surprised me about general perceptions of reality is that Apollo's here, information and knowledge about hip hop and culture really took me by surprise. And it's not that I had any preconceived notions or anything like that. It's just he was talking to me about this like we talk about this, just hip hop shit. And I'm like, oh shit, because usually when it comes to hip hop, there's a certain demographic that can't talk about it like we talk about it, that don't know the cast of characters or the timeline, the sequence of events, the meaning and all that other stuff. And to just randomly or not so randomly stumble upon a friendship and just be like, oh yeah, by the way, we could have that hip hop conversation too, was really something that, like, goddamn universe.
Yeah. Well, hip hop nowadays, you can't even judge a book by the cover. You can't go out in the street nowadays and just be like, oh,
He's hip hop. He's not.
Hip hop is a
Yeah.
black thing. Hip hop is a brother's thing. It's what we grew up with. That is so not the case. And case in point was the record store today my brother went to, and this dude in Indiana,
Colin.
in middle of nowhere, he is well versed, well knowledged. And that's the beauty of hip hop. We've conquered all these fictitious borders and these guidelines that hip hop music has transcended into a global phenomenon. Like everybody
Biggest form
now
of music
is
in the
hip-hop.
entire world.
The biggest form. And that's a blessing because music can bring everybody together now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we surpassed country around like 90, 98. We just blew right past them. They were the biggest of the biggest of the Mecca of the Mecca.
Yeah,
for
that's true,
music.
man. That's
And
very
now-
true. That's a
And now
real
country
fact.
is converted into hip hop now.
Oh, word.
Yeah. Yeah. Not only Beyonce's latest effort, but even before that, there's
Listen,
just
I'm in the middle of the country. I'm in Nebraska, and I be hearing all kinds of country trap. I'm like, wait, what? They be driving by. I
Yeah.
be like, I never heard that.
Yo,
before."
we were in South Dakota. Last summer, we were in South Dakota, and we were hearing "Not Like Us" in the parking lot of Walmart.
Yeah.
It's crazy because there's like there's white people and there's natives, pretty much. I
Yep.
mean, there's other diversities, but it's pretty much those two cultures that exist in South Dakota. The rest of it's tourism and all that other stuff.
Right.
But I mean, it was during the tail end of Sturgis and all that other stuff, but to just hear a song like that from the West Coast and these kids and not more than once too, like it was a couple times, and I'm just like, and I was even telling my mom, I was like, see, that is the impact of hip hop right there, that this song, this battle track right here is all the way over here from the West Coast. And these guys that you would never think in a million years are getting down to they not like us. They not like us. Not
'Cause it transcends. That's
understanding
why.
the meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
there
it transcends regions, like genres,
Dialects,
cultures. It don't everything. It don't
cultures,
even matter.
everything.
And but that's the thing too, if you think about it, right? Like hip hop. Now, okay, if we really talking,
Wait.
rap
Hey,
music, hip hop.
hang on. We still got T-Sketch and Recon. We have
Yeah,
to bring
Oh, they
in.
already
we
did
already did
theirs.
that.
Oh,
Yeah, we already did that. You guys are
We're late to the
all
party,
right.
guys. So
We
we're
way
late
late.
to
We
the
way
party.
late.
Yo,
My
y'all
bad.
late
Go
to the
ahead.
show.
Go ahead.
Look
My bad. Go
look
ahead.
at my twins. What they
Can't
did.
trump
They
my
just
rights. Go
tried
ahead.
to
We're
jump
doing
up
the
on
twin
me.
thing again.
Out of your way. I was like Moser, trust my monkeys, get up off me. like yeah. What I'm saying? Like, but
Yeah.
no, I mean, it's like, rap music, beginning of rap music, hip hop, and hip hop with a capital H, two capital H's, right? Hip hop culture, definitely, if you think about it now, the reason why it's so vast and so broad now and so widely accepted is that one, certain cultures always bring culture to countries, right? That's something that, if you think about African American culture, especially here in this country, that's brought a lot of culture to a lot of places, like everywhere, right? However, when we strictly talk about the music, look at all of the subgenres of hip hop there are. See, there's like, so right, rap music is not just rap music how it was in New York, right? And hip hop culture itself is starting to splinter into a lot of different formations that make up the culture now. It's not just, now if you were talking about being a purist, obviously the main four elements, and then if you expand it out to the KRS-One theoretical, there are 9, right? But then, the thing is that outside of that, there are so many subgenres that have emerged that have literally just enriched music as a whole. Like, and we continue to do that, right?
Mhm.
It's like rap music is evolving even today.
Right.
So
Yeah,
we
and,
got, we got a lot going on with that.
speaking to your point too, as far as like the attention and everything, what it does, all these other subgenres, is that they get people to check for hip hop that weren't necessarily checking for hip hop before. I've seen this happen up close with West Coast when opening up for Tech Nine during a point to where he's doing a Paul Wall tour, or when he's got E40 with him. You know, my
Mhm.
wife and I, our first date, I brought her to the Tech 9 E40 show, you know, because I opened up over there. So I kind of cheated the game as far as our relationship goes, but like that was it, you know, and it was dope to see, you know, people that were really technicians into Tech 9 getting hyphy, you know, and they knew the dance, you know, they knew, you know, everything about that already, and it was hip hop that kind of, you know, converge those two subgenres into this, you know, dope ass show and party and all that. Just really, really crazy how things web out and connect to one another like that. And I've seen it so many times up close, and it is really dope. Let me say what's up to some people here in the chat, as I've been saying, seeing it go by. Doommonger, Niles Pesce, Destructo, undefeated. Destructo's a hip hop man through and through.
Mhm.
I didn't introduce myself, and it's, you know, you guys are on this channel, so you guys pretty much know as far as things go, you know, my history with things. I'm actually in the process of sharing it. You know, those who are new to the channel likely are new because of this going through my mom's records video, and what we're getting into here is sampling some of those records and incorporating them into this hip hop album that we're working on. And you know, a part of pulling these records and doing this is sharing a bit of hip hop history. So, you know, we're kind of doing it for so many other reasons, and you guys are already aware of that. So, as far as I go here, you know, from the Southwest, born and raised Phoenix, Arizona. Now I'm in the Pacific Northwest, and yeah, grew up with hip hop. You know, when I was younger, you know, I used to carry, or you know, kids had baseball cards. You know, I had Yo MTV Raps cards over here. You know, I was collecting these. See which MC to win in the battle over here. You know what I mean? Like, and I even rapped about it later on in one of my albums. You know, see which one would win in the battle, and you know, just all the, and it's crazy because like comes full circle. You know, Tone Loc. You know, Tone Loc was at my shop a week before it opened. You know,
Mm.
and just this great profound moment in hip hop with Shock G and the guys from Digital Underground, and we just had this profound jam session that will never get out there. Really, I mean, there's video of it. We had a professional camera crew and everything like that, but it was such a profound moment, and how a guy like me during the time to where I was listening to Shock G and Humpty Dance. We were just, Apollo and I were just talking about Digital Underground because he had reminded me that they were in that damn that Chevy Chase movie or whatever back in the day, and I'm not as familiar with that movie because I had only seen it a couple of times or whatever.
Nothing but trouble.
Nothing
Yeah.
but trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remembered that thing in there, and he had reminded me that Pac was, you know, around during that time because we were talking about this record right here, this that I just did a video of that I took down because there's more information that we found about this, and what turned out to be a Biggie verse that we thought was from a different time was actually extracted from a different record. And you know, there's a whole lot of other information to add to that, and it's crazy how I didn't notice. But shout out to the homie Air Spider, who's been a supporter of this channel since the beginning of it, who pointed that out and was actually working at a mixtape place, and happened to catch the the vocal tag in the front and was like, yeah, that vocal tag dates it at 2002, long after Biggie passed away. So I had to pull it down just out of my consciousness. I feel some kind of way about DJ Vlad and them putting out, people after they pass away in hip hop. But that's a totally different story that I'll get into in the video. But as far as things go, that's pretty much my connection here. Born and raised in the Southwest, and here we go. We're hip hopping on this channel, whether you like it or not, and just kind of incorporating all these worlds, because people don't realize that what brought us to the gangster rap movement was not only our environment of where we were at, is because we grew up listening to these prog records. And even though those weren't sampled, in hip hop the way they were, all the same machines were used, all those synthesizers, the Rick Wakeman getting down and all that, even though they weren't sampled by hip hop, that sound, when Dr. Dre and G-Funk and all that stuff became a thing, it was that plus the neighborhood thing. So that was a bonus. I had a personal attachment to, what was going on and shit. So it was such a deep rooted connection that brought me to that point. And it all came from prog records, from my parents. So connecting these worlds is kind of the process that we're at right now in this channel. So and going down the list, actually, this kind of works out because we had on our list subgenres was one of them, but another thing that's another them is another one here is is how you guys feel on the current status of hip hop and where you feel hip hop currently sits in this conversation in the world over here. So you guys think? We all are good communicators. We're all here and kind of know the name of the game. So, when it comes down to it, it's like, just go. Whoever wants to start.
That's so vague. That's going to be like the eye of the beholder. I could sit here and
It is. It totally is.
Yeah, it's not
all
only
a matter of
vague, it's just highly subjective.
highly. I could sit here and tell you hip hop is dead, but I know damn well if you go looking in the right places, it's alive and well.
Yeah, like this channel. So
I actually
around here. No,
right. I actually call hip hop something else. Like, to me, conscious philosophy, conscious rap, to me, that's hip hop. Anything outside of that, I just consider it rap.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. And the thing is that I used to even more so like kind of shit on the hip hop is dead conversation because I've been kind of on the antithesis end of that conversation, but I understand where it comes from. So I don't really judge people like that if they were to say that, like, hey, hip hop is dead, even though, it's different over here on this side, but it's like you said, it's highly subjective, and hip hop is not the same for everybody.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. It's going to be the same as we progress with everything. I remember when like Kool and the Gang and all that, Zapp and Roger, and then when hip hop was really starting to come around, because these were the branches that it was stemming from. They all said back then, "Oh, all y'all kids got is this MC Hammer, MC Light, MC this, MC Yellow, MC Ren, all these MCs." And now
should have heard my grandpa.
I can actually look at it now and see what they're talking about, because now I look at it at all this what do they call it, trap, and I see all this The Baby and
Little
The Baby
this and little that, and
and I can see now how it's transcending into a taste, right? To me, it'll always be the classics. It'll always be the oldies, and I get it now, and I get why people feel that way. It's because when you had something at its birthright, when it was like at the dawn, it was at its purest form. To me, I'm just speaking to me, and this is why everybody's kind of like where these little things are popping up, these little sprouts like Coast Contra. Everybody's trying to go back to this era and rekindle the boom.
not everybody,
but rekindle the boom.
But it's
bap.
Boom bap.
Yeah. Rekindle the KRS One Days. Yeah. Because when you think hip hop, outside of where we're at now, it's always the birthplace. It's always where did hip hop come from?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people that have been into it, like our generation of baby boomers or whatever, or hip hop boomers, I think that's it's the new stigma. Old cards don't die fast. You know, it's not until that older population dies off where
Yeah.
hip hop takes that new
And then
form.
you'll have nostalgic forms of it.
Right.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing that with people like Redman and the old timers are really, I mean, I call them old timers loosely because we're all mostly in that generation, you know what I mean? But it's crazy as far as the general, public is concerned or whatever. We are, middle aged and reaching that point to where we are getting the keys, the people who created this music are starting to get some of the keys handed to them to drive this and putting out some really dope music and reminding everybody, yo, like you get better with age, and that's something that is lost in hip hop, because you're taught by the industry, and a lot of it has to do with industry control and everything like that, trying to tell you that you're too old to do it because they know that you know how to read a contract that these young guys don't know how to read. So like they want to make sure they could milk that cow and take advantage all the way to the very end and play off the ignorance and develop what type of artists they want to go out there. But all that stuff is not only the antithesis of music and development, but it's also the antithesis of hip hop, especially because it has always been street music. So even when you have street music reach that level, they're like, hey, how do we get some of this going on? And they're trying to find out, how do we capitalize off this newfound interest in hip hop? And they're looking around. Well, and it's happening without them. It's happening without them. It's happening organically. And that's what I like about, all this stuff and with the space and technology. Anybody else want to chime in here? What are you guys' thoughts on the current status of hip hop here?
Yeah.
Do sketch.
I was ready to say something extremely witty, like, I don't know, because I'm not really tuned into the modern state of hip hop. I was ready to say something like that. But instead of saying it, I'm just making a reference to the fact that I thought about saying it and thereby am implicitly also saying it. I'm not really in tune with, the modern state of hip hop, but I thought about like how I relate to that question. Like for me, what is in my life, the modern way I relate with hip hop? And I thought about how, because of how I spent so many years just performing in a local and regional scope, that my sense of like hip hop and just, rappers and producers and, all putting on shows and all this, it has become like more localized. So my sense is like, I'm curious to hear what anyone on this Zoom also thinks about this, but what is your idea of the sense of like moving from, I don't know, hip hop in its most glorious heyday? Look at this huge global name of an artist, which, has the tendency to become commercialized and corporatized and more closely resembling a puppet than an individual artist with a message. So what is your thoughts on the idea of like that forcing any kind of realness of hip hop to be more of, I guess, Viral, you were kind of saying like a organic sort of thing, from the bottom up kind of thing, including knowing artists close to you, whether that's local artists who you see at a local show, some dork performing in a, dive bar, or, some YouTube artists. What do anyone have thoughts on any of that?
Well, as far as
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah,
I was just waiting for you. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I got a couple of thoughts on some of this. So the first one, the question was rap dead or is hip hop dead?
No, it's the current status of hip hop, and then to Recon's point, kind of
Yeah.
focusing on a more localized perspective of
I heard Recons. I just wanted to make sure I heard the first one correctly.
no, we're just
that,
kind of checking in on the current status of hip hop.
I think that hip hop, like my two brothers said, that hip hop's alive and well, right? In the world. I think it is.
For sure.
I think that there are a lot of people whose consciousness is dead, though. I think that we gave away a lot
For sure.
from Recon, from the point of view of when hip hop was conscious, right? When there were groups like, like my man Lakim Shabazz, like, Public Enemy, groups like that that were working toward being a voice in hip hop, like a modern civil rights movement, to continue down that line of, equality, equity, all these kind of different kind of things, to crush racism, actually, believe it or not. And the way you crush that is by addressing it and talking about it, right? Us having a dialogue and a conversation about it. But a lot of the record companies were able to control the narrative, the direction, the voicing, to allow for that commercialism to happen. They didn't want a lot of that to be, they didn't want people to be conscious. Like that doesn't sell for them. That takes away control too from a lot of different elements of business. That takes, and I'm talking about, because again, now we're getting into, we can talk about racism because, granted, there is racism in the world, right? Like nobody's going to deny that. But there's also a thing called classism. There's a thing called placism. Like you better know your place kind of thing, right? So there's this thing where money, capitalism is the most important aspect of this thing, right? So we have to understand that when you have people who are in power, who can control the directive, the narrative, the story, right? And can say, hey, we're going in this direction. Do you want to be famous? Do you want to make money? Do you want to this? You're going to do this. This is what you're going to talk about. Yeah. And a lot of us older, and I feel like I'm a little bit to blame too, because a lot of us older, musicians, producers, artists, we didn't really say anything while that was happening. We didn't really help to control it and be like, hey, talking to the young brothers and young sisters out there to be like, hey, wait a minute, that's not cool. Because how did we get from, we're talking about culture and heritage and things of that nature to all of a sudden, we talking about, big booties, gold chains, and, everything that's in your teeth and, what you drinking and, popping bottles at the club, I mean, it's like, damn, I didn't even know when that happened. I was just like, all of a sudden, I found myself tuning out and I didn't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah, and then that's kind of where the independent underground stepped in, because the industry converged.
Right.
Like crunk stuff and like real club music, and there were so many people that were tired of it, and they were just like, independently, who's got bars? And then all of a sudden Tech Nine, Insane Clown Posse, and all them have this resurgence after the 90s, and it's crazy.
Thank you, Viral Beast.
Business wise.
Look at your screen.
He over there working. Yeah,
that's because I love you, brothers, man. That's why. Don't worry, everybody else. I'm looking at y'all real close. Apollo, yours gonna be hard.
Just put everybody in my studio. Just put the studio behind.
It's funny though, because what you were saying about the responsibility of it, because I have this line that says, if hip hop is dead, it's because you helped kill it.
Right.
And that's kind of where I'm at with it. If you have that feeling and that perspective, something in you as far as your relationship to hip hop has died, and what exactly has killed that? You know what I mean? And
yeah.
But when it comes to us and MCs and in the game, and and those of us who've been suppressed over these years as far as our content, music, and all this other stuff for various reasons, various isms and all that other stuff, a lot of the reasons are because the people in charge didn't give us a fair shake, didn't give us a chance, and led us to believe that if we're not in their club, we can't be in the club of making music. And then realizing in the early 2000s, around 2005, 2006, that wait a minute, this independent thing could put you on the Forbes list. Like you could really go that. I don't think that was when Tech showed up on the Forbes list, but it was shortly after that generation. But during that time, there was this huge resurgence in the independent underground, and these guys were making multi-million dollars in the industry just doing the music thing and just totally independently of all that. And then finally, after all these years, it's crazy that a group like Insane Clown Posse is starting to get their hip hop flowers, even on Drink Champs,
right.
How the subgenre related and made this resurgence happen.
But that goes back to what Son was saying. hip hop is not like, so for most people, I'm going to say for most people, it's not about that they lost faith in hip hop. It's that when it went mainstream and commercial,
Right.
and then it changed and flipped the script, because
It was supposed to be it was supposed to be about black embetterment in the very beginning.
right. And then when like Killer Priest said it the best, is hip hop is dead and mumble rap wrote the eulogy. It's just like the way that is transferred over. It's just that it now the mainstream is that it's trap rap. What you were saying, ass, titties, rims, how to disrespect women, this and and that's
it's
that is not hip hop. That is
Right.
not, you can't label something that is totally not what it is. I can't call Coors Light Don Perignon. It don't
Yeah,
it don't,
the
it don't make no
champagne
damn
and
sense.
beers
Yeah.
like Miller
Facts.
High Life,
Facts.
Right.
But
Champagne.
But the biggest factor is, and it's not a racist factor, it's the truth. After the Black Panthers were pretty much abolished or disassociated, who remembers the song "Don't Push Me Close to the
Absolutely.
Edge"?
It's an
I'm
anthem.
trying. You know what I'm saying?
Not to lose my head.
That was hip hop then. They were like brothers on a show floor trying to show other brothers, you cannot walk this route on the streets. You cannot be like me. I'm living it. It's a dead fucking end.
Yeah.
We have to be better than this. It was supposed to be about black embetterment.
Absolutely.
That's what it originally started off as.
Yep.
Community.
And the-
It's about
Yeah.
community,
Dancing, art.
and not to go down the route. And I'm just going to stick it into this category because this is facts on how this shit was really going. Then the 5%ers from the 5% Nation started to enter hip hop. Hence KRS-One with the 5% Nation. They knew what it was for. They knew what the cost of selling one soul was going to be about. But then you had the Jewish organizations who were in control of what? The radio waves. Now, I'm not saying that they were bad individuals, but a lot of them wasn't doing good.
But if you look at the history of music
And
from the very beginning, it led up to that point because it was already problematic from
exactly.
systemically.
Exactly. So when the powers that be, especially on the West Coast, off of La Brea and all these streets that if you're not from the West Coast, you don't know. But when the radios became invested into poverty and the lifestyles that came from poverty, they saw another Huey Newton, but it was bigger, it was larger, and this music was starting to be infectious.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was starting to make it to suburbia.
And the only thing that they could do at this point, before any more messages were being presented into those ears of trying to make them understand how to love family, don't go down certain avenues, stay away from drugs. As soon as they started, what happens with any society on the brink of being conscious, they shut that shit down.
Oh, definitely.
And then that's when, I'm the One Son was saying, you started to go deaf to what was being presented to you, because somewhere in the middle, they took all that messaging, all those messages, and turned it into materialistic forms.
And you gotta keep in mind, everybody, and everybody in here is every person on this call right now. I think that it is safe for me to say that all of you have really good ears because you're all musicians, music makers, producers.
Shit, T. Sketch got
Artists, right?
fucking crazy
Yeah,
beats.
she
I know
got
it.
it. Yeah, she
Her
got it.
ears is
Yeah, they just found
stupid.
out about her last night. They're like,
Oh yeah, my sister.
yeah,
That's
got
my
some
sister.
retarded
man.
ass ears.
Yeah.
She from the same neighborhood, y'all. Just so y'all know, me and
Yeah.
T-Sketch, we cut from the same cloth. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was just thinking that.
Recon
Funny
too.
enough, I was
Yeah.
just thinking that because
Yeah.
I was looking at everybody in here going, "Yeah, I already know Recon. I already know he KRS-One because I
Right.
can hear it by the way he fucking spits his bars.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and in order to be in this cipher,
The only
you have
person-
to be of an
yeah.
intelligent mind.
The only person I don't know is this Sweden motherfucker right
Yeah,
here.
going up for it.
I fuck this motherfucker right here.
I'm like only here to learn. Mainly, that's why I'm not even saying much. Listening to y'all and
Yeah.
Well,
because-
Enzo,
The youngest guy in the group.
so when I come out there, you better introduce me to a Swiss Miss. I'm just kidding.
yeah.
I can't. I'm
Yeah.
totally
That-
kidding.
Yeah, that brother got all the milk of magnesia out there.
But but what I was saying is, shit, I'll forget what I was saying, y'all. Look, everyone's got a great ear, so that's what I'm saying. Like, so since we're talking about great ears, here's the deal: we know that this goes deeper than hip hop music. Now we're gonna go there. We're gonna go down a rabbit hole for a quick second, and I'm gonna come back.
Yeah.
So great ears means that we hear frequencies, right, guys? Frequencies, and we
Facts.
know. So T Sketch and I, we talk about this all the time. Is that frequency can change your whole
Demeanor.
state of mind.
Mhm.
Brothers, y'all know symptoms of reality. Y'all do your music in a certain frequency,
Mhm.
and you know it's all about higher frequencies and elevation of the self and of the mind, right? So if we're operating in frequencies, then we should talk about how do frequencies impact us, right? So we know musically and media wise, part of the music game has always been part of their psychological warfare profile against the American people, against
Right.
people, societies all over the world, right? So look,
Yes.
we've got, and Recon, here we go. Here comes to New York, y'all. Here we go. Here come LA, y'all. And look, in Sweden, y'all probably got treated a little more nicer than we did. Okay,
Hell yeah,
y'all
they
got
did.
nicer laws. Cyrus, the virus knows what I'm talking about. Look here. Look, television programming, right? Radio
Word.
programming,
Word is
social
bond.
media programming. See, the whole thing, it's a program. It's a it's a pre-planned set of frequencies designed to lower our inhibitions, designed to lower our defenses against things. It's designed to influence how we're thinking, to
Put our
influence-
bodies, put
yeah,
our bodies in dis-ease,
absolutely, right?
disease.
100%.
So it's a form of programmed self-destruction, and it'll make it look like they didn't have anything to do with it. The
Do with
powers
it,
that be,
yep.
right? We didn't have. Said y'all the one listening to it.
And why y'all think it's tuned to 440 hertz? Because it
Right.
hits your root chakra.
Bam, bam, bam.
Exactly.
And
Here
that's
we
that's
go.
your security, that's your stability. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It's a sense of belonging. So like everybody's like, oh, it's not that serious. Yeah, it is. That's
Yeah,
why
it's
I
that
tune all
serious.
my music is tuned to 432 hertz. That's the universal
Yeah.
frequency.
That's
I don't play that.
nature. That's
Yeah,
nature.
I don't
Absolutely.
exactly. I don't play that.
Absolutely.
So like,
Mhm.
and that I think that's why I've had trouble as far as like people being attracted to my beats, because it's the frequency of my beats is going to repel any low vibrations. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Because
right,
that's how
yeah.
I make my music. Like
Yep.
I'm more of I know that's my power. Music is magic. You know what I'm saying? So like
I jumped
the
head first into that beat,
frequencies-
and that was a positive song.
Did y'all hear that though? See, you got to understand something. It is true though. Music,
Mhm.
everyone in here, we're making magic. Why do you think when we think about music, we say it's mood music, right? It's mood. It puts you in certain states of mind, certain states of being.
Life change.
And by saying it's magic, that's absolutely true, because when we get together and we put together, like, look, melodies, counter melodies, bass lines, we got our percussion, right? Drums. We put all that stuff together. And the thing about it is that's alchemy. That's some
Absolutely.
serious magic going on there. And, and we add our voices, right? Which is another instrument, right? It's again, it's alchemy. Some people don't like the idea of the word magic because they automatically start thinking, oh, it's evil, it's blasphemous, it's this, it's that. No, there is
Powered by the
also
spirit. If
Right,
all
there's-
about
by the spirit, you
intention.
can't say
Yeah.
it's
It's
evil.
all
It's
about-
powered by the spirit.
Yeah.
it's
So-
all about intention
so
at
yeah,
the end of the day.
absolutely, right? So the intention of it, right? So here's the thing. It's like part of this whole kind of this direction that this thing is going in. It's always kind of been here underneath, right? Under the
Yeah.
surface of things, they've always been working, and the thing to change the narrative, to make us think and feel a certain way. You know, and see, the thing is, they don't like any of us on the call. By the way, we're
Hell
not
no.
well liked. I'm gonna tell
For
you that right now.
disruptors.
Because the
Oh,
problem
that
is
third
that
eye, that third eye is
Yeah.
open, bruh.
third
Yeah,
eyes
the free-
open.
the free
our,
thinkers,
our
man, free
ears
thinkers.
are sensitive to what we're hearing, what we're creating, what we're experiencing, and we're educating other people to wake up from these things, because these things can destroy communities, destroys our mental health, can destroy our physical health, all these kind of things, and we know how to feed our spirits properly
Right.
to get ourselves, you know, in alignment.
And we're
Right.
also
So-
able to recognize what the current status is of things and the fact that
And
like,
Recon, I see you
second-
chomping at the bit, man. Come on, jump in here, man.
Apollo.
I feel you, brother. I feel you. And Apollo's like, yeah, I'm about to get in there, y'all. So let's go. Come on.
I have
And-
another thought where I'm curious what everyone here on the Zoom thinks about this, but you know, all this conversation about narrative and intentionality and alchemy, I believe, and magic. This is exciting to me to hear you speaking like this, because this is like my definition of what a proper artist is somebody who intentionally uses their craft as a form of channeling intention in order to implement alchemy in their like what they can reach with their reach. So it's good to hear you speaking this way. My question is this: what, like, if you reflect on your own insights from, let's say, the however many decades until now, you know, past however many decades,
Why you gotta talk about me like that, Recon?
So speaking specifically to Sun and only Sun,
Yeah.
but if you reflect on whatever, do you perceive any sort of pattern or direction, or the lack thereof, with respect to let's say the consumers of hip hop culture, and let's say just specifically music for now, for the target audience, the people who want the hip hop to consume it? Is there any change compared to, let's say, like the 90s? I think back to the 90s, and it was cool to be independent and have thoughts and, you know, not, you know, kill your television
Had
kind of
to.
shit.
You had to
You
be
know.
original. Like it had to be a
Mhm.
thing. Like you had to differentiate yourself between other artists, or else you're biting. You're out of hip
And you
hop.
couldn't be a sucker MC either.
Man,
Absolutely.
mean?
No shark biting.
man.
No,
Nope.
you
No
couldn't be a
shark
sucker.
It was
biting.
rules to
Gas
this.
face.
You done lit a fuse now, Recon,
Yeah.
because
But
man,
We're all
that's-
gonna throw in these fucking hip hop
That-
terminologies and shit.
That fucking
That's the
that,
artist,
that,
though.
that fucking Mass Appeal was
I don't
like
want to hear it. Don't even
Gangstar, like
I'm
Guru
telling
on
you.
Mass Appeal. He said it all right there. Suckers be playing themselves to have Mass Appeal,
Yeah, they
bruh.
kill
Exactly.
themselves for it.
So
Apollo-
Enzo,
That-
you the young brother up in here, man, and
Yeah,
young
yeah.
blood. Let me tell you something, man. Like back in
Apollo.
okay, so a lot of music today, you know, there a lot of artists, and I'm not. And by the way, so for
Wait. Time out. We got to answer Recon's question.
Yeah. But I just wanted, but it is part of it. Trust me.
Okay.
We're gonna go right
All right.
back to Recon. Enzo,
Yeah, you
like
trust
I'm
my
just gonna
monkey.
tell
I'm
you
gonna throw a
something
circle
that
here. We're gonna come full
being the
circle.
young dude is that it. Yeah, we going full circle. Yeah, being the young dude, I just want you to know that Viral said something very important that you should keep in mind. A lot of artists today, and it's no disrespect to any young artists that are creating music and performing. A lot of the guys they want to sound the same. They're kind of like almost regurgitating each
Xerox.
other,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like they sound all
Xerox.
very
Copying
similar.
success. They're trying to
Right.
imitate success.
Right. So whatever
Doesn't work.
whatever works, I'm gonna jump on that, jump on that. And I understand that. And I respect the hustle. But what I'm saying is that back in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s, when we were making music, rap music, creating hip hop, if you sounded like someone else,
Bye.
Was a sucker
you
MC.
were getting
even a little bit.
you were getting
Even a
gun.
little
You
bit.
were done. You were done. You were a sucker MC at that point. And if you got labeled sucker MC and you weren't solid, forget it. Like you were.
You get a wedgie and they kick you off the block, son.
Yeah, no kind of right. You know what I'm saying? T-Sketch, it was like you didn't get any respect, and now the respect is who gets the bag the fastest. Now that's the
Who
only
has the
respect.
most
Who gets
number.
the bag.
You know, it's been a
Okay.
popularity.
Which is fine, but
contest.
we gotta separate that.
Fine.
That's the problem.
Right.
They're like,
True.
oh,
So-
but I get the bag, but I get the bag. Okay, that's cool.
Yep.
That's cool. Get
That's
your
what Drake
bag.
was saying. Okay, yeah, here we go.
Okay, let's
But
not talk about
Recon,
the
we gotta
non
get
hip hop
back to
dudes.
Recon.
We're not gonna go
Back
there.
to Recon.
Can I
So
say
Recon,
something?
your
Oh, she's
question.
going there.
And Apollo, jump in here
she's
too,
going there.
please.
Sure.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So
Okay.
if I may, like back in like your old days, no, I'm pretty young. I'm just saying it. But before people, there were a lot of like analog stuff going on. Meanwhile, today is a lot of digital. So the beat making, producing is very like wide today compared to yesterday.
Yeah.
Because back in the days, a lot of people wasn't creative. People were creative actually than today. So if you couldn't get a hardware or get money to buy some stuff, you won't be able to DJ or do whatever. But today you can crack anything to do on the internet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, this kind of computing and these materials, they weren't
Exactly.
available to us
So-
at all.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of people go for the mainstream because that's what we're selling today in the club. And like from my perspective, okay, personally, I do listen to old school hip hop a lot, right? I don't like the mumble jumble
Good on
stuff. Like it's not like but from what I've seen is that a lot of youngins today they don't listen to the actual music, what they say, just the beat. Oh, this is really it's really nice. So that's what that's the difference between today hip hop and 30 years ago hip hop, where music actually music, people listen to it. And it's like, oh damn, this is
Yeah.
really good. But today it's not about a lot of people don't really care about that these days, which is really sad because
Yeah.
hip hop is like it brought up a lot of stuff, like, and it helped a lot of people. So,
Bars and delivery go along.
exactly, like
You gotta
go on.
hip hop. Okay.
And
Higher
Recon,
intelligent.
can you recap
higher-
us your question too, by the way, when we continue, when everybody gets done? I'm sorry I derailed you, man. I apologize, brother.
Yeah, for real. Because I definitely want to chime in on that. But I'm just gonna say higher intelligent power, healing our people. That's what hip hop stands for. And they've fallen away from the healing. It's all about the business. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about that. And that's all only for
In
people
here on YouTube.
Yeah, that's only for people who are really seeking to heal. You know what I'm saying? To seek more than what's in the box. You know what I'm saying? The ones who question things, and like from the 90s, they try to destroy hip hop. They couldn't, so they infiltrated it and made money from it. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when I was a kid, I remember them burning a whole pile of hip hop CDs, talk about, oh, this is horrible music. We
Gore
gotta,
and all them. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So like, and then all of a sudden now it's taken over the world, but that's because they figured out how to infiltrate it, make money from it, but also feed the prison system at the same time.
Absolutely, yeah.
There you
Yep.
go.
Yep.
But I'm like Eazy-E when it came down to Tipper Gore and all them burning everything. I was like, shit, you bought it. You can do what you want with it.
You can do what you
Yeah.
want
So,
with it.
hey,
Now
burn
with
those
a
shits, you know,
two-shot,
like whatever you
like,
want to make a
ask your
bonfire,
wife.
right? But
Yeah.
but they did put a negative spin on, a lot of great artistry that was, being created. But Recon, can you please recap your question? I am so sorry, brother. Like I went down that path. So
Yeah. So I like the fact that it did seem to light a fuse. I value that very greatly, and we should always, in my opinion, be good with where that wound up going. Anyway, my question is less about the artists, because certainly among artists, among the creatives, we have certainly strong opinions about, like, of course you should remain really original.
Purists.
But purists. That's a good. That's a nice one-word summary of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But my question is more about, like, in the public, in those who would consume any products we might create. Has there been a shift in demand? Did there used to be a demand for the, like, really cool original character, but nowadays there's not as much a demand from people, from the public or whoever? So that's my real question there, is about whether there's a shift in those who would consume what we might create.
Answer that, Apollo.
Oh,
He's like, oh.
yeah, I agree.
Apollo,
I mean, for me, I'm kind of like not out of the box. I'm not in the box. I'm kind of above the box. My music journey is completely different. I don't expect to get famous. I don't expect to get any kind of money out of this deal. I'm doing it pure for the sonics and the frequency. Like T said, the frequency is really what got me into it. couple years ago, I had a heart attack. I thought I was done. I was playing video games on, for like my free time and yelling at the screen and, and I love music. And when I'd sit there and listen to music, it was great. And I found myself listening to music that was 20, 30, 40 years old constantly. And then, so that's what got me into it, guys, is I just, I want to make beats like they did back in the 90s, in the 70s.
Yeah.
And make music for myself. So it's like, I'm not really on that page, I'm going to get a hit record or, I'm going to do this, anybody enjoys my music, fine. It's great. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just for me.
Yeah,
I
and
think
Apollo, I'm with you too on that, by the way, because like I only do it for fun, and just so you know too, Apollo, that there are 2 people on this call that actually died and came back to life.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
we're in your presence right now.
I think
So-
as far as the public consumption of, if it's like hip hop, to me is now, like, to really answer Recon's question, if I'm not an artist and I'm just going to a record store, I'm probably like, hip hop is going to be more like vinyl making a comeback,
Right.
or like CDs making a comeback. Somebody's going to look at it and go, and maybe it's for the first time, and go, oh my God, what is this? Or then you're going to have guys like us who've listened to a wide range of music going, oh man, I remember back in the day, this album came out. I don't know if hip hop is on the top of the charts like some people think it is. Yeah, it's one of, if not the largest genres out there that's banging right now. But it's hard to say if people are really going to the store nowadays for a particular thing. Nowadays, I believe there's so many musicians and so many artists for those that just want to consume music and not play music. I think now is the era of, you go wherever you go, you hear someone playing music, it sparks your ear. I'm a cop that. Or I go into a record store and the owner's playing something over the speakers. You're like, oh my God, what is that? I can ask my son, who's not really big into hip hop or soul, or he likes everything. And when you try to bring up the meaning of hip hop to my son, or even maybe my daughter, they don't care. They don't care about history
You're
of
right.
one genre or another.
That bullshit, yeah.
And I think it's bliss, because they're living in the moment of what they hear. Yeah, education into something is great, but they don't care.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the case with most consumers, is they find something they like. I mean, how many people do you really know want to investigate the origins of?
Right.
You
And
know?
I think when it was new, Recon, that's when people were really drawn to hip hop in that manner, right?
Yeah.
So like there were heroes in hip hop for us, right? Like we all had heroes in hip hop.
sure.
And we were like, man, I can't wait till that new Cool G Rap and Polo
Yep.
joint drops. I
Yep.
can't wait till the Wu-Tang come out. I
Yeah, you go to
can't
the
wait,
store
until
immediately.
NWA
Right.
drops something. We had hip hop heroes. And now, honestly, for instance, I like, music from like Big Sean and people like that too. But the thing is, it's like, but I'm not waiting for the
Yeah.
next Big Sean album to drop. I'm not. Like if he comes out and I hear a song that's dope, I'm like, oh yo, that's pretty dope. But it's not like I'm like, waiting, like when I heard Redman was dropping an album, bro, guys, I was like,
Muddy Waters
yo,
too.
I was like I felt like I was back in the day, and I was like
Stunning.
fiending for a
Damn.
hip hop album,
Mhm.
and I must have played that joint. Like I played a lot of times when I'm working out, and I must have played that joint for like 2-3 weeks straight, like every day.
Yeah,
you
it was
know.
the first time in a long time that I bumped an album back to back like that and didn't skip.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
every song
Redman
on,
was
on
the
the, on
first
the
time
album
in
was dope.
decades that did that to me.
Muddy Waters.
Because a
Yeah,
lot of
Muddy
songs are
Waters
just
too, yeah.
fillers, man. They're not
Yeah.
they're not telling a story.
Exactly.
They're not,
Right.
and those are the joints that like I would love to wait for a CD to drop or a tape to drop. I'll be going to the Coconuts. Remember Coconuts back in the day?
Hell yeah.
I used to go there to the Wiz or whatever and
Oh
go.
man, you said the Wiz.
Yeah, man, and just go and just
Yo,
be waiting.
Recon is laughing too. 'Cause you
I'm
already
telling
know,
you,
man, Long
'cause it's
Island
like-
in the house, stand up.
But like
yo.
the feeling of getting an album and opening it up to
Yeah.
read the
Right.
lyrics or the credits.
Seeing
It's
right.
like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, it's digital now, but it's not the same feeling. You know what I'm saying? That
It's not tangible.
that
Yeah.
physical
yeah,
thing
yeah.
that you get. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like the excitement. You're like, oh, I'm gonna copy this,
Yeah.
and then you get tight when they be like, oh, we sold the last copy.
Yeah, you know what I'm
You
saying?
know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah.
we
All
about
you
to have a
wanted to
problem.
see-
I'm
and
about to tear your damn store up.
Yeah,
Right.
and all you wanted to see, like she said, was you wanted to see the lyrics, you wanted to see the pictures,
Right.
you wanted an
Yeah.
inside of the
Yeah.
artist's life, so you can get that much closer. But
Man,
Yeah.
you said that, man. You just said that, bro.
and
Like-
and then to Recon's point, before I lose my train of thought, is a consumer nowadays, you're gonna buy what you love, and you're gonna buy what you want until you come across something else.
Mhm.
It's not like, so these other artists, if like for us in here, we gonna search out the artists we used to love and the ones that kind of make some relevant sense. But it's so wide now, bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the best thing
It's
to
so
know
wide.
for young Enzo, the best thing for you to know about hip hop that's gonna take you a long way, is remember this, bruh. And I heard this from a 5%er a long time ago. He said, hip hop is the love letter, and the beat is the envelope you ship it off in.
Mm.
Word.
They go
Mhm.
hand in hand.
Love that.
And if you're gonna receive a message, that's how you're gonna receive it.
I love that.
And if that
Yeah.
letter has ill intent, it's gonna fuck you up for the rest of your life.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
And
'Cause
that's why
the-
they
'cause
say
the-
to make sure to be careful about your diet. You know what I'm saying? Your diet's not just what you eat, it's what you watch, it's what you hear. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
it's what you
it-
feed in your soul. So,
exactly. And if it got intent, if it got the intentions are evil vibes, then it's going to affect you. And people think it's like, oh, it's just music. Oh, it's just it's like it's not
Yeah, it's
just
not.
music.
It's not.
like we
not.
live in a
It's the
world of
alchemy.
frequency, vibration.
It's
You know
the
what I'm saying?
vibe.
So like you ever seen those experiments with the water and they be like, oh, speak positive to the water and how
Yeah.
how it turns different. And like the
Yeah.
crystals, it crystallizes
molecules,
different when
yep.
it's positive and it's negative. It's the same thing. You got to
We
be
just
careful
watched-
because that
And-
tongue is
and-
is powerful.
Ooh, and see, T-Sketch, look, the thing is, people, they sleeping. Here we go, Rico. Here we go, guys. And what percentage of our body is water?
70%.
1%.
That's what I'm
Cymatics.
saying.
That's the cymatics she was talking about, T.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Trap
We-
rap,
we
cells
bringing
hear
it there.
you.
See,
Let me
look,
real
and
quick address
young
this,
Enzo, man, we about to school you, brother.
So let me get on here before.
And I'm over here to
before-
listen.
I'm gonna lose the chat over here real quick. Let me say what's up to some people in the chat over here. First of all, 005 Dynasty.
Oh, what's
He
up,
said,
brother? Man? I wish you were up in
Talking
here,
about
man.
a question earlier, Recon's the market is controlled by content creators. The companies use the content creators to move hip hop in the direction they want it as.
Yeah,
See,
that's
controlling
probably
the
about
masses. Yeah,
that's probably
so-
about 60%
Facts.
accurate. Yeah, I say 60% of that is true. And then the corporations, they probably have the rest of that. And 05 Dynasty, my brother, I wish you were up in here. And I got to tell you something, man. Absolutely, man. Between the content creators and those corporations, man, they got some nefarious planning going on, brother.
Gatekeepers.
Listen, them labels are heavily invested into the prison system.
Yes, they
Oh,
are.
hell yeah. The state
Yeah,
system.
prison
Social
system,
The
and,
social system.
Yeah,
social,
everything,
and
everything.
pharmaceuticals.
But it's
the
so
whole deal.
easy to pump them in when the kids
Mhm.
are like, "Oh, I'm gonna be like my favorite rapper. I'm gonna
You-
have guns and drugs. I'm gonna be in the
100%
trap house, and then
Yup.
they in the mansion
Yeah,
chilling.
Yep.
They
that's
not in the
the-
hood.
Yeah, crazy.
Don't
They
forget
not in the
fashion
hood.
industry as well because they
Yep,
are
the
deep
fashion
Yeah.
industry too. Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah,
Yes,
they're
sir.
all connected.
Oh,
Holly Weird, all of that.
Yeah.
Papa wants to fight me
Hey.
over tacos.
Enzo,
Hey, I
listen,
had this
Fighting
conversation with Destructo, not to derail this, or whatever. I was in Curtis King's chat. We were talking about tacos or whatever, being from the Southwest, Mexico, all that other stuff, like trying to throw this at me, Destructo too. I'm at both of you guys. I still stand by my statement. AZ over California tacos all day. They have better Mexican
Yeah.
food. You can say what you want.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
stand
man.
by my story.
King
Hey,
Taco, bruh.
let me tell you something. They're viral beats. I don't know if that's really that accurate because if you think about it,
Go hang out in Phoenix
California
for a couple of days
is
and you'll see it.
California is Mexico.
I will say
man.
so is Arizona. So is
Yeah.
Arizona. And in Phoenix, where I grew up, there was a taco like everywhere. It's all Mexican food everywhere. When I went to California one time, I went to a taco place. They were like, "Yo, you probably don't got shit like this where you're at." I'm like, "What are you talking about? We got one on every corner. We got way more." I
It's
just
like
drive out
Taco
of my way
Cabeza
to go out of
340.
here.
Taco
So that
truck
means
on
you're
every
gonna
corner.
host a taco battle or something?
Destructive
Taco battle.
Hey, y'all, hey, look, y'all don't want to go there with
Tucson be
T-Sketch.
fucking up on their Mexican
That
food
girl
a
don't
lot.
just look that girl don't just cook with beats, man. She actually
Yeah.
cook
If I
with
may-
fire, brother.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never
So
had
y'all
taco
better be
before.
aware.
You never had
Oh,
a
yeah.
taco?
You
You
should
can't
do
wait.
that. You gotta do that
So
immediately.
we about to come
That
to
should be the next thing you
Sweden, and we
do.
all gonna cook tacos for you, man.
Apollo, mail this
We're gonna lay
motherfucker
out-
a taco,
we're gonna
would
lay
you?
out all the ingredients.
Hey,
see what
guys,
you can
I gotta-
obtain there, and then be
Who-
like, okay,
where
what
you
can
going? Where you
get
going,
right
Hanzo?
there where you're at? Get all these ingredients together.
Hold
We're
on,
gonna have
guys.
you
Hang
make
on,
your own
Hanzo's
I,
saying
I
something.
got I gotta run something up to my mom real quick. It'll be about 10 minutes. Should I just stay in here or should I leave?
Yeah, stay in.
Yeah.
Hanzo.
All right,
Stay
I'll be
in,
right
Sit
back,
man.
on
guys.
mute, my boy.
Yeah.
And before we have to bounce out, I'm gonna say one thing really, really quick.
Yeah,
that
we
I've
only
been-
got a couple of minutes.
that I've been dying to say, and I've been dying to know what you guys think. And I would stay up at night just wondering because I was just like, oh, it's got to be how many unheard bars that never made it to the ears of the public and ciphers back in the day that was absolute fire that you'll never like. Can we honestly say that there's some bars that are left in the universe right now that was so probably badass that we would never ever hear them?
I could tell you right now,
man.
I have rocked parties with thousands of people, at a time, and really have moved crowds in ways that I never thought me at 16, 17 years old would be able to do. None of that shit was recorded ever. We used to put up the turntables every weekend, 4 of them, 2x4s, bust out the cakes. We're the biggest party crew in Phoenix, in Arizona, and crazy times. And a lot of that shit, most of it, not
Mhm,
recorded at all. I have
Damn.
some tapes out there circulating that people
Yeah.
have that I'll never see or hear.
Mhm.
Some stuff may resurface later on, but as far as video, maybe 1 or 2 people have some clips here and there of me rapping at an after party to a rave, and that's it. Out of all those thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of hours, however many hours you could get, it was just so many. I mean, it was hours at a time every night for a whole spell of my life. So yeah,
Yeah.
I know directly what you're talking about here because I got some stuff. I'm like, man, if I could only remember that shit that I did in that
Right.
moment.
I think that's like
I like it. Go ahead, T-Sketch.
I think that's like for me, it's a bucket list type of thing because it's like, don't let my music die in the graveyard with me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So,
No
Right.
doubt. No doubt.
One of the reasons why I exist on here, and a lot of us do.
exactly.
right.
And I think that's the beauty of being able to actually be independent now, like having these platforms that we didn't have in the 90s, to where it don't matter if I'm signed or not. I could still drop my music. If I want to record right now and drop a 16, I can, and just put it out there, and it'll just go out in the universe. Whether it's one
And do
person,
what it's
Yeah.
going to do.
10 people, it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Versus nobody hearing anything ever and not having anything.
right. But then
Right.
also the whole conversation of, oh, you're too old, you need to stop rapping. It's like, bro, like hip hop has grown with. I grew up with hip hop, so you expect me to stop it just because I'm
Right.
older?
Exactly.
Like hell
Right,
no.
right,
Like
right.
I
What
got
am I- so
wisdom.
what are we supposed to get knitting needles out? What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. I got
Yeah,
wisdom. I got
yeah.
experience,
Yes,
but I think
yes,
it's the
we
dumbest
are
shit
viral.
because no other genre on this earth worries about people's age. Everybody else is touring, doing
It's
their
right,
crazy,
right,
ain't it?
right.
The
Every
age is
form
the
of music
only
except
one
hip-hop,
mutually
right?
exclusive to hip hop, ain't
That's
it?
what
Yeah,
I'm saying. And they're
yeah.
like, oh, you gotta be hip, you gotta be young. It's like, everybody grows old. So let's get over that.
Yeah,
like,
right,
yeah, act like
exactly.
you old, you're gonna be
That
young
doesn't
forever.
mean like you done lost everything that's in here.
right.
it don't
and
mean
I,
that you
and I
lost
feel like with
everything
age
that's
it
in
gets
here.
better. You got
Yeah.
you got better
Exactly.
things to
You're
spit about. You
seasoned.
now
Right.
you're
Seasoned
speaking
now.
from
Seasoned.
experience. And for those of us that choose to heal from our trauma, let's not, you know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of trauma that we're not
All the
talking
90s
about.
trauma.
Yeah.
Listen, trauma
but
in
I
all
want
kinds
to
of
I want
ways.
to tell you something. I liken this to sports, right, guys? Like, so think about this where we all grew up. Like, there have been parks where we grew up, and you see, like, let's say ball players. Let's just use basketball as an example. How many times have you gone to the ballpark and saw a young brother, a young sister balling out? Like, I mean, like superstar shit going on right out in the
Too
park,
many
right?
times in my day. Yeah.
Right? Exactly, right? And the same thing is applies to hip hop. How many times it's, and I'm, you know, like in LA, wherever you're at, Arizona, Sweden, you've gone to places, New York, and you've seen people freestyling and rapping, and you're like blown away by their freestyles. Like, some of these people are so freaking talented. They will never be signed to a label. They will never be an artist. They will never be known. They will never become famous, never rich, none of those things. And they'll only be known by you and a small crew of people that saw them get down. You guys, now y'all know this to be true. Recon, T-Sketch, riding those trains in New York. How many times have we seen dudes just banging out a beat on the subway and then rapping to that? I mean, just rapping, and killing this shit
Yeah,
for like
even in
30
school.
minutes straight on a train ride.
In
30
the
minutes straight
lunchroom.
Most
freestyle.
talented.
Just
Most
insane
Look,
talent, right?
look. I hate to be rude, but I got to get
Yeah,
to
we
a
gotta
client's
go.
house.
Oh man, it's all good.
You
Take
guys are
care of
good. Don't worry about it.
personal
I appreciate you guys
finances.
coming through.
Yeah,
for
y'all,
sure.
y'all about to get under
Um,
those horses, man?
Yeah. I
All
got
right,
to
all right.
do evaluations on them. But look, check this out. Enzo, Varo, get me in touch with Enzo. Give me the link or something.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to
He's in our
cop that
Discord.
now.
He's in the Viral Beats Discord. He's a channel member. He's been supportive of this channel since the very
Yeah.
beginning. So,
Enzo,
like,
make
Okay.
sure you send
It's
me
all
an
in the
email,
place.
Yeah,
brother.
so I want to get over there and check that out. T Sketch yesterday when we jumped in and we essentially came in as a mob. Look, every beat
I looked
I
down and I was
heard,
like, oh shit, everybody's
right?
in here. Cool.
every beat I heard simply reminded me of old artists like Big L and KRS-One,
God,
and
root of damage.
Black Moon, and
yeah.
so
I mean,
what? Stay on that path because it resonates with a lot of people you don't even think is even listening, and the ones who are on their way to your channel
that's
and
word.
ain't even there yet.
Yeah, I
So-
can't even really listen to T-Sket's music too much, guys, because when I go on her channel, I saw listener making beats. I be feeling dirty. I gotta go shower
Yo.
like
Yo,
right
I
after.
got in there.
Cause girl, you filthy with it. You
I
filthy.
got in there and I was like, God damn,
Just,
the beat
ooh,
is nasty. Nigga,
ooh.
all we need is bars.
You know what I'm saying? And she got bars too, y'all. Just so you know.
Yeah,
she got
I know.
bars.
And
got
she was doing her
bars.
little ad
Me and
libs.
T-Sket's gonna be
And
like,
she was throwing in the voice samples and chopping that. I'm like, well, shit. It just took me back to the 90s. And
Yeah.
for me personally, that's my style of hip hop. That's
Yeah.
That's hip
Absolutely.
hop to me. Anything else you can find in the thrift shop, it's not going to elevate my chakras and take me forward in life. I don't go backwards. So if
yeah,
I
I think
hear
we all there with you, man.
so if I hear anything of that's negative and that don't vibe with me, it's
Yeah.
trash. And I don't care what
Absolutely.
anybody, Jay-Z, Beyonce,
Yep.
all that shit is trash to me. What's hip hop is what's gonna make me a better person, treat my wife better, treat my kids better, make my
Yep.
life better, treat the man and woman or whatever in front of me with
Yeah.
respect and hold on to generational wealth and love the music and love the culture. If it ain't saying that, it's bullshit to me. And that's going to be what it is.
Yeah, my
Recon,
bottom line is elevation. That's it.
elevation.
That's it.
I got to go higher. I can't go backwards in life. Recon,
Word up.
you and I did a
That reminds me of that Zion I track.
fantastic rendition of a hip hop beat when it's going into the future. So y'all got to check that joint out. Enzo, I'm gonna get in on you. Viral Beats, thank you. I want to do this again when I got time. So let's stay in contact.
Yeah,
We'll
doubt.
be
We're
doing
gonna do
another
this.
one for
We're gonna
sure.
do quite a few.
Okay.
yeah.
And then I know Apollo is gone, but the only reason why I'm a Apollo fan is because of the exact same thing y'all was talking about. That man's music makes you think of the 80s. It makes you think of the 90s. It makes you think of the 70s. And he's always taking me
Yeah.
back to my past. Anybody who could take me back to my past when times was good for me is a solid artist. And
No doubt.
everybody in chat, thank y'all for showing up. I know a lot of you guys are artists. I was watching that some of the things Eternian was saying. That's my boy too, because he on some different shit too. But hey, it was nice to be here. I love you all. We will be
love you too, brothers.
We'll be
Salute.
snooping around the channels for sure. I'm glad we in contact. Thank you to Viral Beats for making this shit happen, because he always in my ear. Go look at this artist. Go look at that artist. That man is literally the human link to everything.
He's not the hidden link, but he's the human
My last
link.
live over here making it
Are the
count.
strongest link.
Yeah. But Viral is very passionate about hip hop, and I love that man for that. He's always supported us. I mean, when he say he gonna support somebody, Viral Beats don't just show up for 5 minutes and be like, "Go fuck yourself." Viral Beats has
I'm
a
in for
very
the duration, folks.
he has a very long attention span, and he will park his ass somewhere and he will represent you.
And all I gotta say is, before this dude goes on and on and on, taking all the limelight.
Go ahead, go ahead, brother.
Nigga don't know how to shut up. But
Yeah,
look,
you
look
see how
here.
it is with
The
the
best thing
twins.
about
Those are my
twins
brothers.
is
Those are my
he
brothers.
said everything that I wanted to say.
Goddamn, he used your side of the brain.
He's like,
shit on the
ditto.
nail. Look. He hit that shit
And
right
I-
on the nail.
Look, and both of y'all stop
just give
using
him a
both
Dr.
sides
Dre's
of my
hell yeah,
brain.
get the fuck out of here.
Hey, son. I don't know if
Yes,
they
sir.
believe us, but we really triplets, and y'all gonna find out one day.
You know what I'm saying? Man, they don't, man, wait till y'all see. Wait till y'all see. We got
All right.
papers, y'all. We got papers.
We got papers. We got papers.
AKC in this motherfucker.
All right.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
look.
Purebred, bro.
Peace to the gods and nerds.
All
Peace
right.
to the gods and earth.
Catch y'all later.
Peace,
Peace. Yep.
Take care.
Word is bond.
Yo, that's
Well,
dope.
That's all
So-
love right
Yeah.
there. That's family.
Yeah, it's dope, and this is the thing, like the world of hip hop that connects us all. You know, I didn't think meeting these guys here at Symptoms of Reality that they even had any kind of inclination towards hip hop in any way, shape, or form. Like I didn't throw any judgments at it, but like once you make that discovery, just kind of like with Apollo over here, you figure it out and you're just like, oh yeah, we having that conversation too. It's like we all known each other for years, and like literally a lot of us have known each other for years. I've known T-Sketch for years. I was a little bit later to her channel, but like it's already been like 2.5, 3 years. Sun is the same deal. You know what I mean? Kriak's been on here since for a minute. We're going on years of these established friendships and relationships here on YouTube, and we're developing new ones. And a lot of it is through the guise of not only music, but hip hop in general. And to answer your question that you were saying earlier, Recon, about the way that the perception of reality is as far as things go, and the way that it's being received by not only the general public but the people on here, the people out here who are checking for music in a real way. I think for the most part they're checking here on these platforms, like here on YouTube. We're finding out that, hey, and I'm just discovering this myself too. A lot of the artists that I grew up with and shit, even with Redman, I subscribed to his channel because I realized he's active on his own music channel, and I said, yo, that's fire, and he loved it. So like it's weird to just kind of connect these dots in a way that we haven't been able to in the past. And now that we have this convergence of technology that is kind of did this explosion of social media bullshit, and we're kind of winding down and narrowing the focus to, okay, what do we really want out of these platforms? And I think the music people are finding the music people, and the hip hoppers are finding the hip hoppers. And I think people who had these judgments on hip hop before are starting to lighten those judgments a little way, the same way that like my mom's generation really hated gangster rap or whatever, but connecting these dots to these records and stuff like that, realizing sonically speaking, you're talking the same equipment and synthesizers and all that, like you can enjoy it the same if you could get over the way that we talk, because we're all rough around the edges because we grew up hard, for the most part. And I think people are checking for hip hop. People are checking for real authenticity in music, and this time period is a great time to be working on hip hop and talking about hip hop and reflecting the culture in a real meaningful way, all elements considered, and you know, all subgenres considered as well. So yeah, I really think that's where things are at here, Recon, with the way that people are checking for music and have the ability to. I think people are realizing that streaming services are not the move and aren't really paying people, so their favorite artist
Wow.
isn't getting out there.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah, like
I think
recalling
Who's going?
what Sound said earlier, these unknown rappers who find in this like a metro station, you know, spitting bars, you know, and there's sometimes when they go viral, they change immediately because they want to follow the trend, and so they can
Right,
make fast
right.
money, right?
Gotta
And
try to recreate.
yeah, exactly. So now, like the general population, like who are into what they call hip hop today, want quantity over quality. So
Yeah,
that's one
you're
of
right.
like, you know.
You're right.
So
You're
if
right, and it's sad too because you remember them when they were just doing their thing, like really doing their thing, and you're like, wait a minute, what is this? Like, this is not the guy or gal that I heard, you know, like in the subway, you know, in the metro, they was killing it in the metro.
And I think it's
Well,
dope that people are making whole YouTube channels based on doing that live performance thing. So go ahead,
Yeah.
T-Sketch. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I think it just speaks to the shift of
Yeah.
where the planet is, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And how the consciousness of the planet is
Here we
like
go.
more
Let's
people
go.
are being awakened, you know what I'm saying? Like
Man.
on some real shit, not the, oh, I'm just woke and I see them work. Like not the fake woke, like the actual, like you're seeking out knowledge of self. You're seeking out how to grow and heal spiritually,
Which is
making
where
sure
woke
that you're
came from, which is where I mean, Erica
right.
Badu said it, you know, like,
But that's what I'm
no,
saying.
this is woke, you know, and
Your
they're trying to
mental
make it,
health is very important. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And like what I think is because the industry doesn't make it profitable to have substance in your music. Because if they did, you best believe they'd be like, yo, I gotta put this message in this, you know what I'm saying? Like they would care about it, but like the money is how ignorant can you get? How much can you dumb it down to the point where you're leading people down to the hellfire? You know what I'm saying? Figuratively speaking. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all about where you are as far as like your awareness. And I think that's to answer Recon's thing. It's like it's about where is your awareness at? Where is your what frequency are you tuned into? And that's what you're gonna seek out. Because when you know how I know you said that, oh, you know, that whole hip hop is dead, but like, was it really ever dead or was it hidden?
Yeah.
Was it because it was still because the underground was still there? You just have to you got to find it. You know what I'm saying? And now it's even doper because we have the internet. Now, to me, I've always said the internet is a gift and a curse. Why? Because you could use it for positive and negative. You know what I'm saying? But because we have the internet, somebody like me in the Midwest can connect with somebody like Enzo who's in the UK, right? So like, this is what I'm saying. So like, so now that we have the platforms, now it's, oh,
Time to use
well,
them.
if you have a platform, now we got to control what you're saying. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It was always the control of,
Pressing content.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If your message is too positive and you're bringing unity, get the fuck out of here with that. They don't want that.
You should have seen the way that they used to kill my mental health videos because we're a music channel over here and the algorithm would kill them dead as hell. You know, the 40 views or something when I was out here getting 200-300 off of my stuff and just not showing it the same way that they're trying to keep me away from Creax over here and the Enzo's content over here. They're trying to, you know, even though I'm subscribed and he's a channel member and like we have this connection, the algorithm's like, I'm still not going to tell you that he's live streaming because he's not active as you are. And I'm just,
Right.
but like we're still connected in this way, the same way that they're like, yo, we're not going to connect you to Ben Jordan or Venus Theory, even though you like know them and have affiliate links and like, you know, like are really like doing this because you love it or whatever. None of that matters because the suppression algorithms do what they do, especially when it comes to that positivity. You know, you got to exist within that genre in order to exist for the algorithms to there, because there is a positive genre out there and the whole thing, but that is YouTube's control, and the algorithms, just like these other streaming platforms, are the same way, the way that they control.
And that's why you have to have your own platform, because it's like YouTube's cool, but when you have your website, now you have your email list. And now if their websites go down, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, you know, Facebook, it don't matter. You could still get to your people. You know what I'm saying? Because at any given time, everybody's hype about these
Right.
followers, but they could pull them from you. What you gonna do then? If you don't have those people in your email list, how you gonna contact them?
Yeah,
how
it's
you
true,
gonna
man.
speak to them?
How
You know
many
what I'm saying?
channels have we seen fall over the years on YouTube that had a huge following, had a huge momentum, and then all of a sudden, not only it's not like they just stopped doing content, their channel was deleted and all their stuff was
Yeah,
removed.
dead stick. Yeah.
And,
So
and
yeah, you've definitely got to build your own networks.
But
But
also,
Recon,
Go
come
ahead.
on, man. I just see Recon is. I see the wheels turning.
turning.
Recon. Come on, man. Come on. I can hear you thinking, brother.
I'm just listening to what everybody's saying. I'm very appreciative of what T Sketch is saying over here about this, you know, consciousness and such.
Yeah, you know, and isn't it funny how many people they don't even want to go to that place? And see, Enzo, like I hope we can really encourage you right now, young brother, to really like step into that whole aspect of it about being conscious, about being truly having an intellect that is awake, and not to fall into the trap and just think, oh, because you know my age group, people think my age group is this, or think that we belong only in this or that.
Yeah.
You know, never allow yourself to get put in any kind of box. Okay, man, seriously. Allow yourself to elevate and grow way beyond that. Because look, I'm gonna speak for myself because I'm the oldest person here. You're the future, man. Okay. You are absolutely our future. You are our legacy.
for sure.
So we need you, man. And we need you to you know to run forward and run your best race, man.
And there always has to be a bridge between the young and the old.
Definitely.
It should be each one teach one. We could both learn
Yep.
from
Yeah.
each other. It shouldn't be the you old head, you
Right,
youngin.
right.
Like it's so stupid,
It's so weird.
you know.
It's
The
weird,
but
especially
it's
with Gen X. We're like, what are you guys
Yeah,
arguing
we should be
about?
but that's
together.
the
and-
division. You got to think about it. It's always been
Yeah.
when it comes to like the beginning of time, it's all about divide and conquer because you can control people that way. That's
Yeah.
the only way to control people. Put them in fear, and then they will not do not question.
Correct.
Just follow.
Yeah.
Don't question. I'm gonna tell you how to sit, stand, speak. You know what I'm saying? Sleep, eat, whatever. You know what I'm
And there
saying?
you go.
Like,
There's your your
drink.
placism. That's your
That's what I'm
placism
saying.
right there. And so they trying to say like the authority or the people that believe they're in control. And brother Viral, T Sketch, Recon, you already know. We know they're not in control. Not really.
Yeah.
Like you know, if
they'd
you're,
have to
if
figure
you're
out,
really
be able to
aware-
replicate the success of these
Yeah.
organic moments and movements.
They have control of the
If you're
3D.
aware,
Oh
we
shit! You made it
really
this
do have control
popular.
of the frequency.
Hey, we'll participate now.
the
Yeah.
3D maybe.
That's what we do.
So Enzo, yeah, you are our legacy, brother. You are our legacy, man.
for sure.
And I knew I was OG. Look, when I started having, so once I passed 50, right? That's when they consider you OG, right? And I knew I actually became OG, y'all. Here's how I knew it. And everybody who's watching on the internet knows this too. Once you got young dudes in their 30s call you OG and you didn't prompt them to call you OG.
No. Yo, but check this out.
You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't even prompt you. You didn't prompt them rather, you know, to say that. They was just like, yo, OG, peep game. You know, I'm like, oh man. I said, this is, you know, it went from uncle, it went from unk
Unk,
Yep.
to OG.
yeah, Unk
Like, you know what I'm
style.
saying? It went from unk to OG. And I was like, damn, that's crazy.
But that's the thing. When I was like 12 years old, and you know the OGs were 10 years older than that, you know, I'm over here, and you're about 10 years older than me. So,
Yeah,
like,
right. Well,
it's
yeah,
just a
right,
natural
yeah.
course of the.
I mean,
Yo,
like, but
I
only
call
at your age.
Apollo
'cause you were-
Honzo's brother, his dad, on accident referred to him because he was the age and looked
So-
exactly like my
so-
dad did at the time.
So look, so look,
Like, oh,
Viral, Recon, and T Sketch, you auntie, and y'all uncles. Okay, y'all are unks, you auntie,
can't.
and I'm OG. And see, and you
Got the
a
triple
young,
O.
and you young blood, you's a youngin, man. I mean, that's you still in there, man, and
You
which is
say I'm
all, and that's
bossy.
all
I'm
good.
Good. So done.
So
Yeah, and that's kind of I mean, while we're on the whole isms thing and talking about the age thing, you know, there is a conversation to be had about the limitations of our age and the fact that we do age to a certain point to where we can't do what we used to do as far as
yeah,
jumping
yeah.
around and doing flips on stage and everything. like
Exactly.
that.
We ain't doing
All
that.
that shit runs
That's not
its
happening.
course at a certain time.
Well,
But
if you take care of your body, you
Yeah,
can.
yeah. I
But
mean,
yeah,
you know,
there you
yeah.
go. There's-
Hey,
there's
you
the
right, T
first
Sketch.
part of
You
it.
you know what, T Sketch, you right. Like
Your immunity comes from what you eat,
if-
brother. Like
if-
your stomach is your second brain.
absolutely.
And the
you know,
trauma you
and
put
if I
your
didn't
body
have,
through as well.
Exactly.
if I didn't have the injuries, right, like that I have from my time in service, you know, in the military, I tell you,
You can still heal
I
yourself,
would,
though.
yeah, exactly. And I wish I could do those backflips. I'm not, but look, I probably could get to that point. But I got to tell you something, T Sketch. I'm not sure I would trust myself doing a backflip anymore. Like, I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest because I'll mess around,
fun.
do that backflip. Next minute, you know, I'm calling you, T Sketch, talking about like, see, this is your fault, T Sketch. I'm in traction right now. It's your fault. I'm in the hospital. It's like, you know.
So I wanted to. This is kind of on the list, and we have been knocking a bunch of these things that we've had on the list down in the conversations too.
Yeah.
But one thing that we really haven't, addressed, but kind of just touched down on in a little bit is the stuff that happened at the beginning and the stuff that kind of leads it to the current perspective of hip hop is the battle rap community. So, battle rap, people realize that, in the beginning it was just DJs. The MC was there to promote the DJ. That's why most of the songs were about the DJ. That's why it's DJ Jet,
Absolutely, it was.
Fresh Prince. The DJ was the stage man. The MC was the co-conspirator, if you will, over here, the supporting role, and it just kind of flipped because, people, you get a certain amount of humans together, but then you got people and their beefs and, people in the neighborhood and stuff like that. People have problems. They got problems with each other. They start airing out those grievances live in effect. We see it here on YouTube. It's in public, with everything, every genre. It's not just music. It's not just hip hop, but with hip hop, we settle it in a very unique way when it comes down to it. And that unique
do.
way used to be the stepping stone that would get you into the industry and that would be the thing that you had to do. That's why we were in the battle rap community back in the mid 90s, because it's something that you had to do. It was a part of paying dues until it wasn't. So, but then there's been other resurgence because now there is this a cappella format of battle rap that has existed for the last 20 years or so. Here we are back to battles on record, reaching
Yeah.
full stadiums,
Yeah.
and
It's kind
Kendrick
of cool.
Drake
This
and
is
reaching the
dope.
courtrooms now. Like,
Yeah,
holy
right,
shit.
right. I mean, that's
I know
crazy.
T
but
Sketch
that's
has a lot
is
to
dope.
say about this whole thing,
Yeah.
especially with Drake and his and
But-
kind of like what you were saying earlier about the fighting money
Yeah.
versus bars. You can't sit here and be like, "Yo, I got all this money. I made this bag." What you
It
got?
has nothing
I
to
got
do with
fucking
talent.
bars.
has-
You got that- you got
asshole.
that
They're
right.
like,
It
got
has
that right.
none. That's what I'm saying. And they always want to be like, "Oh, but you broke." What? We ain't talking about whose bank account is fatter. That's a cop
Yeah.
out. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to change the subject. Like, if we're
Ours ain't
talking
broke.
about, that's what I'm saying. If we're talking about the artistry, like your pen, right? So like, I kind of like compare it to a singer, right? What is a singer's like power? Their voice, right?
Absolutely.
Right? With hip hop, yes, it's our voice, but it's our pen because of
Heck
the
yeah.
poetry, because of the way that you're riding the beat, you're in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like the different flows, and then you got the entendres and
tricky.
just the metaphor. Like it's sick. So it's like, okay, yes, you want to be an actor. You want to be an actor, fine. You want to be an entertainer, fine. But you don't be coming with, "Oh, I'm the illest MC." Like, you cannot be an
that's-
MC
yeah, that's
if
a
you do
crazy
not write
claim.
your rhymes. I don't care what anybody says. We could talk about this all day. Like, that's where I have my pride at. That's why I got a whole duffel bag full of rhymes
And-
here, and ain't nobody ever written that shit. I wrote it.
It's
And I'm proud.
decades
That's
old. This
what
is
I'm
just my
saying.
old rhymes.
Right,
This
right.
is just what I used to
And
dictate
CNT
on
Sketch
paper.
and Recon.
I'm proud of
so
that though. That's the thing. That's where my
Yeah.
pride is, and that's where my power's in my pen.
No
so
doubt.
like
No
I'm
doubt.
not about to be like, oh, let me
I
get
did
these
that until I did
ghostwriters.
this.
Let me like
Oh, no,
I
no,
understand if
no,
you're
no.
trying to put
Can't have a
hit
ghostwriter.
song together and then you got 25 people on it. Like I get it, but like we're not talking about that. We're
No.
talking about
Ain't
yo,
talking
you
about your
spit a
friends
16,
either. Yeah.
I spit a 16. Fine. There's different levels to it. You know what I'm saying? But like I
Mm-hmm.
hate the whole fake, oh, this is all me. This is all me. This is
Yeah,
all...
and
No,
it-
it's
and
not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
it's good to
not,
get my
so stop
push-ups
the
in.
cat.
It's like, what the fuck you mean
Yeah.
push-ups? Push-ups, you're not
Yeah.
even doing the exercise. You're not doing the mental exercise.
you
You're
know
not doing
what's
the lyrical
crazy, yo?
exercise.
Like,
You're just memorizing
so-
lines. There's no push-ups involved.
Exactly. Think about this, guys, in New York, and I know my New Yorkers know this is
Trick
true.
got us heated
This
over
is
here.
Very, very true.
God.
Do you guys remember back in the day how it used to be? Okay, so when someone in the neighborhood, now you'll like this, Enzo. Somebody in the neighborhood heard you could rhyme. They heard you were some lyricist. You were supposed to be dope. Man, I don't care if you on the subway metro, you on the bus, you was in some neighborhood and you walking down the street and people heard about you and know who you are. They'd roll up on you. And I mean, like, it'd be crazy, right? Like, you be walking down the street and it'd be like 3, 4, 5 brothers like running up on you like they about to jump you. And they're like, yo, what's up, son? Yo, I heard you could spit, dog.
Yep.
And they're like, yo, and I'm like, yeah. And they're like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hear something. And I mean, and you already knew kind of in a way, like, okay, am I getting ready to get beat down if I don't spit something dope?
For real.
Like, it was like that serious.
Yeah.
It was like that serious. It was like, whoa, this is crazy.
I used to get
yo.
in
Like,
fights for having better bars than the opponent, and it used to happen more with me being a white boy or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say, man.
Yeah.
See, look, you had this wrong skin tone for like out rapping somebody else. Believe
Yeah.
me, this
the
Eminem
whole thing in my life
was a
and
unique
career,
character in Detroit.
Say,
doing
how
that.
dare
Trust
you?
me.
You
Yeah, they
know,
were like, what?
yeah, because the thing is that when it comes to MCing and battle rap and stuff, you go on first impressions and shit. But when you know the look of somebody who has a problematic spirit and you're like, yo, you probably have issues with your family and like your dad left you, and like you'll say some shit and it'll land on accident and you're like, whoops. But that's the thing about it. That's the difference between having an observationalist and somebody who really pays attention. There's a big difference between seeing what's on the surface and be like, oh, that white boy ain't shit, which was most of the time. But when I come through, and I start bringing it out of them and like, yo, you can't get a square meal tonight. You're going to have to find a place to live, and sometimes it's like, oh shit, I got to go back to the shelter. Like, like,
Yeah.
not, and it's not specifically, but when you can put something into perspective ahead of time. And one of the best times that I had, like, I had this battle that I did with somebody, and I had pre-planned that I was going to do this, and somewhere I was going to fit this line in, and I had this line, and I was talking about your raps are trash and all this shit. I had a piece of paper in my pocket crumbled up that literally said your raps in it, and it was I threw it at him during the battle, and somebody picked it up and looked at it and it said your raps, and these motherfuckers started passing around this piece of paper. Oh shit, this motherfucker threw a piece of paper and said your raps after telling him his raps are trash. Like, it's shit like that.
Yeah, man. That's
Like
fun,
that.
man. That's
But
fun.
that's
fun.
that almost got me fucked up. But everybody in there knew the steez, and it was like, in battle situations, you hit somebody in the chest and you get that feeling going, and it's just you can't walk away from that if you're just like, oh shit. But if you're there to take the stage and grab the mic and be like, I've made this effort to grab this microphone, you could get the smoke too.
Yeah,
So,
but you better
a lot
bring
of
it.
people weren't prepared. They weren't prepared for coming
But
up there and
that's
being like-
why
they're like,
do
oh, let me
not-
just fuck this white boy. Let me just fucking get it. You know what I mean? And nah, like, it's harder to get through when you're in the 90s and that, like, yo, you have to get through here in order to pop, because this is how you get on records. This is how your records is how you get put on is how motherfuckers thought it. I thought I
Mhm.
was gonna be an MC and make millions of dollars and shit like that. I knocked off my
I
pedestal
mean, we all did.
first year.
We sure did. We all
But
did.
don't
Like
judge a
being
book by
young.
its cover. That's the thing. You should.
Yeah.
You always will be disappointed when you judge a book by its cover. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
that's for
Because
real.
like hip hop is in the spirit, in the soul. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, oh, well, you're this color, so you're not hip hop. It's like, really,
Exactly.
bro? Really? Like
Exactly.
it's all about
And who's the hell to
expression.
tell who's not what? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like not only in hip hop but in life in general. Like we have these issues that are mutually exclusive to hip hop, but we also have these issues that are mostly like just the standard of living in humanity, such as you get 10 humans together, 2 of them are going to fuck it up for everybody. It's kind of like one of those things, and that's kind of would segue to where we're at currently with the whole shit. A lot of this shit is starting to unravel about our heroes, and we got the Diddy thing, we got Kanye in his clan outfit, we got African Bambaataa, like we have these
Yeah, it's
people
wild,
that
man.
have been not only immersed in the culture but have dictated the narrative and held the keys to the industry. And now we're finding out, and a lot of us have known for a long time about Diddy, before the scripting and scraping, scrambling and scraping line on drink champs, you know what I mean? So all this
But
stuff
you know
coming
what they
out.
say, man, the more money you have, right? The more money you have, the more power you have. And money's not gonna make you become somebody different.
Not gonna
Money's
change.
just gonna
It
make
just
you
it just show you who
more
you
of what you are. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It
gonna make you
amplifies.
more of what
Yeah,
you are.
it amplifies
Exactly.
who
Enzo.
you are.
That's the-
Absolutely.
Exactly,
Yeah,
Enzo. It's
amplifies.
gonna just amplify
Good
it,
luck, Taylor.
and God forbid you get someone with that kind of money, power, authority in society, right? Becoming more of what they actually are. And imagine if they're bored at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got problems. We got problems heading our way.
If I may go off topic,
Yeah.
regarding this of power, basically, I read a report that was an experiment that happened in the late 70s in the United States called the Stanford experiment, where
Oh yeah.
they give a couple of random people off the street power to control, prisoners, however they wanted to do. And
Yeah.
some people decided, like, well, they gave me all this power, so I should abuse this prisoner. And some people didn't actually abuse the prisoner, but you could see the difference between how evil a person can really be if you give them
Definitely.
the absolution of power. So basically, yeah, man.
Money. Yeah, which is
Yeah, it's just
power.
yeah, and that's so
Right.
like these people like and it has no color either, by the way. We know that a lot of times when it comes down to if you because now we have to get into history, right?
Yeah.
So if you think about
Before we get
way
into
back
history,
in the, go ahead,
can I make
brother
one
Recon.
thing? I have to head off of Zoom.
Yeah, me
So
too. Soon I got to get.
This
ready to go,
was
bro.
a really dope whole production that you guys have put on here. So
This is just a
They-
test run, homie.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
we're
say,
about to get in here, Recon. We're gonna
thanks
do
for
it
having
big
me.
time.
Hope you do some more. This is really dope.
Appreciate you.
And yeah, we
Later.
want you. And hey, and next time,
Salute,
Recon, if
Recon.
you can, brother, thank you first of all for being here and for your insights and questions. But also, I wanted to just say too that we hope that you will please join us for more long-term ones too as well, long format discussions like this because
Word.
really love your presence and your mind, man. You're a beautiful soul, brother. So thank
Great
you so
info too,
much.
by the way. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Awesome. A lot of thanks and mutual whatevers.
Right on,
Who's
right
back?
on.
All right.
Who's back?
You have a good one, Rico.
Hey, there he is. Yep. All right. Yeah. And so, the thing about it is, if we look at things historically, Enzo, about that, is that now we get into, talking about okay, if you look at like ancient Europe, right? Who were the Europeans enslaving? Who were they killing? Each other.
Yep.
And then they had to, once they discovered that there were other cultures in the world, they decided, well, hey, now we can shift our attention over here to these folks. And and then it created this whole thing, like where we're talking about a very, very long term history, of enslavement and things of that nature throughout history, right? once you put all that evil kind of stuff in the world, it tends to follow generation after generation
Baked
after
into the cake.
generation. Yeah, it's crazy how like, and it takes, so every time I hear people say, well, how come this certain demographic of people aren't over slavery or they aren't over that? Well, when you have, 300-400 years of history of that happening,
Yeah.
you can build into people the ability for them to hate themselves.
And you can't just
Absolutely.
you can't just trace your
Yeah.
surname from the point of looking at it
Yeah.
online. You have to go through one agency and one agency only.
Right. And it's
There's
not
another
like
one
it's
that
just
does
gonna
it, but like
disappear,
you have to go through something specific. Your name's not your name, and if your name's not your name, and you can't have claim
Yep.
to your name in this country, you deserve reparations. That's what
Absolutely.
I
And
say
there's
about
and there's a
that.
thing where, basically there's and so there's power, guys, in identity, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you lose your identity and the only thing you learn instead is things that deal with power and authority and things of that nature, right? You obviously now it's selfishness and greed and all these things. And like you said, you find out when people have absolute power over other people, you'll be shocked at like the nice people they were, a half an hour ago. And now they're all of a sudden, they're hurting people in this environment, this prison system control thing they had.
This kind of strikes an important chord that I want to make sure that we get through here. And it's kind of like the thing that discourages us as artists from moving forward. And a lot of it is like, how come I haven't made it? How come I haven't made this money? How come I haven't at least made a comfortable living moving forward? And being like, there's always these things that cause people to quit doing music, when it comes down to that. And Inhibited says it here. It says, they want us in a coliseum watching and battling, like fighting each other and stuff like that, and yeah, but to the point, I kind of missed the point seeing his comment over here, but I don't know, I'll get back to it later, I'm sure. But yeah, I kind of wanted to go through some of the stuff as far as the isms as far as that goes, and the way that these algorithms have pushed and bled into these other platforms and doing this, because modern day is like how things are now, and the way that things are looking on YouTube and or working on YouTube. And what I was going to say is, we have these moments of discouragement that we feel, why we haven't made it, and why we haven't been able to pursue our craft the way that we needed to. And most of the answer falls within the lines of, because you needed a piece to move forward. There needed to be something that if you didn't have that piece in place, it would be problematic to your success. And I have just recently, in the past couple of years, have really come to light with this understanding that, damn, if I would have made it like 10 years ago or 20 years ago, trying to do what I'm doing now, it would have been problematic. I would have been fucked up. Like there would have been things that I would have done and thought, not that would have been made me a bad person or made me like, throwing Diddy parties and shit like that. Nothing to that extreme or anything like that. But there would be some discrepancies in my life that I wouldn't be able to take care of because I would be too busy in the shit house dealing with what I needed to. And once I shed myself of those pieces, I realized like, that barely happened at this stage of development while I'm just reaching into my 40s. A lot of it has to do with processing trauma and that kind of shit, but we have these moments of discouragement. But the reality of the situation is that a lot of us think about the end result without thinking about the journey there. And we're like, oh, wait,
Yeah.
it's because I needed to be this way. Because if I wasn't this way, I would cause a problem not only with myself, but the people around me. There would be a discrepancy. So once you shed yourself of those discrepancies, then that's when the time that you're really ready to go out there. But a lot of people, they don't want to do the hard work. They don't see the hard work that needs to be done, so it never gets done, or they just get too busy and they're just distracted because life is fucking hard. And it's even more difficult as a musician to get through when you have suppression algorithms, industry standards, systemic issues, all these isms that come through with it. And yeah, ageism,
yeah.
is a big part of it. When
For
Killer
sure.
Mike won those Grammys and was like, "Yo, you can't tell me that you were too old. You can't tell me that your music doesn't sound good enough. I'm over here at this age from a
Yeah.
historically black college. This is a big fucking deal for me." You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, he did that. I mean,
yeah,
he did
And
that.
then proceeded to arrest him.
and then
Yeah, right
proceeded,
after. Yeah,
yeah,
of course, of
fuck the
course. That was,
industry,
yeah,
right? You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's
that
that
was
Tech Nine
crazy.
shit. That's it. Tech Nine entered the industry, and they gave him a bunch of shit because of his expression and his fucking long spiky hair. And they're like, "Yo, you're painting your face. Like, what the fuck is going on here?" And he's like, "You know what? Y'all racist as fuck. Fuck the industry. I'm gonna put my album for free, and I'm gonna make
Yeah,
commercials about it. So fuck you." And what happened? Charted, and since then,
And the
Strange Music
biggest
runs the
independent
gamut.
artist.
yeah, no
Biggest
doubt.
independent
No
artist
doubt.
in the world.
Yep.
Yeah, yep.
And
In
but that's why they don't want you to do it, because now you're showing people, you're showing people to hack. You don't need the label, aka the glorified bank loan. The
Exactly.
record,
That's
the
exactly what it
contracts they
is.
give you is a
That's what it
glorified bank
is.
loan.
That's
They
exactly what
own
it
your
is.
ass, but they don't tell you that. They make it. They dress it up all pretty.
Oh,
And you're like,
yeah.
oh, look
Yeah.
at this house. Look at this
this
car. Look at these
advance. Look at this
chains.
Yeah.
advance
And then
we
they're
give
like,
you.
oh, your album didn't sell? Okay, cool. We own your ass, and we're gonna take all that back. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
but
that
look,
food
we
that
gonna
you
take
ate,
it. We gonna take
the
it back.
recording, all the
Yeah.
recording
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
studio, all those hours, you got to pay for
PLC
that. You got
says
to pay
it.
for everything.
Yep.
He
Look,
says,
we
"Fuck the
gonna
paperwork.
take
The
it.
money made me
Yeah,
overlook it." When he was talking
Yep.
shit about Dre and Ruthless.
yeah. We
Fuck
gonna
the
take it all
paperwork.
back.
The money made me overlook it.
Yeah, we're gonna take it all back. But we also, one thing. Here's the thing, Enzo. This is crazy if you didn't know this about the music industry. After they give you your loan, then you got to pay back for all the record sales you didn't make from the projections,
Yep.
Right.
all the advertising that
That
they put
they
out there, all the
forced you to do.
production, yeah, all the
I
production
just
they paid for in the studio. You got to recoup all that
All
money
of
for
it.
them. And if
All-
you don't, that means you are now in debt.
Absolutely.
it's
So
They
if
own
you're
your
in debt,
ass.
Yeah, they own your
It's
ass. So they
Period.
right, yeah, and they own your masters. They own everything, right?
It's how
All
stuff like
right,
this happens,
but
which is
wait,
how
this is
records
crazy,
like
though.
this come out
Yeah,
in
and then it
2002.
gets even crazier. It gets even crazier because I personally know an artist who was rather famous, and he told me he got stuck in an 8-record deal.
Damn.
And for all 8 albums, he was in debt.
Telling you, bro.
It was crazy. It took him literally, I think, 10 years to get out of that deal. 10 years of his life. Now, keep in mind, this individual, who I'm not going to say his name, he had hit records. And for 10 years straight, he was absolutely broke.
Damn.
Insane.
He ain't the only
Insane.
one. That's the thing. Like,
only
there's
one.
very few actual
Right.
successful
Right.
rappers out here. Like,
Yeah.
it's all smoke and mirrors. They
Yep.
make it seem like, oh yeah, I got this, I got that. Like,
Yeah,
it's all
see
for the
Busta
camera.
Rhymes' ridiculous chain that he's been wearing around last year. That whole thing that he was wearing around the
Right.
whole time was like, God
I
damn.
don't know, man.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying? There's not that much that really touched
all
that
that.
paper. It's
Yeah,
all an
yeah,
illusion.
where it's theirs, like where it's actually
Right.
their money.
Mr.
Exactly.
Solo P, what's good? Welcome.
So, and that's the problem, is that fake illusion is being sold
Yeah.
over and over and over. So that's why most people now, they don't want to go into a trade. They're like, I want to be a rapper. I want to be a rapper. I want to be a rapper. It's like, okay, but do you know what it takes to be that, and what that
Yeah.
actually is, and what you have to sacrifice?
Find out how difficult it is, and they run the fuck away from it. They turn away either to do other genres or just stay out of music to begin with, because they thought hip hop would be easy. What they don't realize is a lot more involved, a lot more difficult, a lot more suppressive than every other genre out there when it comes down to it. Before I forget this, I want to mention
Man,
what I
Casey,
did during this whole time.
I'm
on
with you.
here. One of the most profound moments I've ever had in music was at the Gathering of the Juggalos in 2011 or 2010 it was. And Tech Nine was on the stage, right? The main stage. The biggest crowd of the gathering. You're talking that year, there are a lot, like over 10,000 people there. It was
Mhm.
it was a pretty big, sizable crowd. Later on, we opened up for him when he was in Phoenix. And to be able to tell Tech in person, yo, that shit that you said at the gathering, when you said that you're going to make mainstream come to you, you're not going mainstream, they're going to come to us, is what you said. When you said that, it gave me goosebumps. I'm paraphrasing, obviously, you know. I said that shit gave me goosebumps. It's like, oh, I appreciate that. And like, this was after, you know, 3.5 years, 4 years of opening up for Tech and, you know, being, you know,
Man, that's funny too,
associated.
because that sounds exactly like Tech too. The way you said that, he said, "Hey, I appreciate that." You know, like,
Yo,
yeah, that's
is
for real.
so humble from the very
Yeah.
beginning, from the first time that we opened up for him, and he's you know, held backstage just to give us dap after we left and told us that, you know, our you know, he liked our shit, you know, and just you know, communicating with him afterwards, and you know, and from the time that, you know, our last association was when he drove all the way down to the studio after the show, you know, and that same one that I was talking about earlier with the Tech 9040 thing that my wife was at, you know, she was with me at the studio, you know, they drove 45 minutes, 10 cars deep at 2 o'clock in the morning
That's
to get
dope.
to, you know, and that was the
Word.
second time Strange was over at the studio, which was a pyramid that I used to work at, and the studio was underneath the pyramid, you know, and that was a dope
And
situation. But like
I'm
those are
sorry
all
to
hip-hop.
interrupt, brothers, and sister, but listen, I got to get ready to step out. I got another engagement I got to get to. But a mad respect and love to everybody on the call. Enzo,
Appreciate you.
please reach out to me, man. I definitely want to connect with you, man.
Definitely.
And you know, yeah, I'll man. If you think I'm kidding, I'm not kidding about you know, just like pulling up in Sweden on you, man. You gonna be like, yo, this dude's down the block for real.
Fuck, he really came
He's
up
like
here.
right down the
He
block.
really came up here
This
on
dude
that
is
shit,
this
didn't he?
dude
This
is literally
motherfucker.
down the street. You know, like yeah, that's me for real. And it's all love, you know. But definitely, guys, everybody who's in the various different chats too, you know, mad love and respect to all of you as well. Looking forward to seeing you guys again. Hopefully, we definitely will do this again, brother Viral. I know
Yeah.
we're gonna resume our, you know, our normal
We
Sundays.
knocked out
but
like the
we'll do.
entire list, all those things that I said.
Oh,
"We gotta
dope!
hit this bullet
Super
point.
dope!
Gotta hit this bullet point." Like we hit all of them just about. You know, I
Oh,
don't.
super dope!
I'm
Super
looking at
dope!
them right now, and I don't see one here that we did not touch down on. I don't. You know, I mean,
So I'm gonna throw something out there real quick before I get off. So T Sketch, Enzo, brother Hanzo, I was thinking maybe what we can do, and we'll get Recon, and we'll get the, you know, symptoms of reality back. Maybe we could do a crazy ass collabo song, and for all the rappers who actually rap, yo, we gonna get it, yo.
hit him with the "We Are the World"
Let's
rap
jump.
That
song.
Yeah,
sounds
let's
good.
let's do some
Yeah.
let's do some We Are the World
Yo,
type
yo,
shit for real
motherfucker.
about consciousness. You know what I mean?
I'm with it.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, all right. These guys,
I'm with it.
Appreciate you, son.
I'm in there.
Thanks for coming through on this
Yeah, no doubt.
episode of this show that is named after yourself on
I
this day that
appreciate
is
that,
named
yo.
after the show.
I appreciate that.
That's
I
that
don't even know how it got.
universal
I will hope that he's here. It's
I don't
called
even know how
Sundays.
it became, you know,
Can't have an
Sundays
episode
with
of
Sun,
Sundays
you know?
without I Am the One Son.
You know, that is trippy, and I always love Viral for that, man. My man,
Episode
we
13,
did
goddamn
that.
it.
Hey, we did. Lucky number 13. That's what's up.
You did shit.
And it's a portal day too.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, for real. And
25,
T-
25,
T-
25, 25.
Yes, ma'am. T Sketch, I gotta tell you something. You're gonna have to help me because
Love
I
that.
gotta put some shelves behind me, and I think I'm gonna decorate that whole top of the wall right here with nothing but old school hip hop albums.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. So
Dope.
you gotta help me coordinate
that's
because
dope.
I know you got that eye. And
I'm gonna
Hanzo,
send
I
you-
need you to
I'm
help
gonna
me
send
set
you
up
your
my
first record. I'm
stuff
gonna send you
hardware
something.
wise, man.
Hey,
Because
man.
as you can see, it look like a hot mess in here, don't it? Look.
I think it looks
It
fine.
looked like a
It's
hot
fine.
mess. It's all clean and organized. And shit.
Apollo looks
Fuck
like
outta
his
here.
wall looks
Take
like
care
he's
of your
in the same
family,
universe
son.
as me.
Yeah,
Right? Y'all
I'm
are
pretty
in the
sure.
same
I'm sure
galaxy.
it's actually the same district.
No doubt. All right, guys. Hey, look,
All right, take care,
blessings to
man.
everybody. And hey, everybody, keep that high frequency, okay?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
I'll talk to y'all
All
soon,
day.
all right?
Take care,
Peace
bro.
out.
Take care.
All right,
Sure.
later.
Yeah, and then there were 4, you know, and it's crazy because
We in the
like,
square.
you know, yeah. Now we back on Here we go, lovely lady. This way. I gotta go this way. My homie's over here on the side of me.
But yeah,
Got Apollo over there in the corner. Yeah, I mean, we touched down on pretty much everything that we wanted to. We may have not got into the weeds as much as we would like to on other things, but that's what future conversations are for. One thing I was telling Son about, and it's something that I plan on doing with the channel, and I encourage not only everybody out there who's interested in hip hop, but you guys as well. I'm going to start doing a regular series on where to find hip hop, whether it be a cipher, the music, the records, the production tools, whatever it is, community organizing shit. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, I think a big part of our contribution to hip hop here on the channel is going to be I mean, we're already doing kind of putting people on notice. This is where you find hip hop in these stories. A lot of it's within the records, within the resurgence of vinyl. So, hooray for that. That's dope as hell. Tyrone Sellers. Oh, now I could shout loud. Tyrone Sellers. See, that was smooth, not loud.
What's good, Tyrone?
what's good,
Thanks, man.
Tyrone? It's your boy, man, from Sweden.
All together at once. Yeah.
Salute to the chat, man. I can't see the chat, but salute to y'all. I am
yeah,
streaming
that's
on my
right, yeah.
channel, but
That's
Yeah.
what I gotta do. I gotta make it to where the chat pulls up on the screen when we have multiple people, so everybody could see the chat instead of just logging in through our phones and doing whatever.
yeah, man. We out here though. Hip hop is alive and well.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's cool that you guys streamed from your channels and shit, and Creac's giving this behind the scenes and all this shit. We're over here talking this mess, and yeah, I think we're gonna start doing that, just showing people where to find hip hop, as we see it. I really appreciate you, Tyrone. Tyrone has been around since the earlier days too, and he's one of those friendships that we've known for years, going through it. It's just it's crazy how this all works, and the hip hop tie-in is something to be said, about that. So does anybody have anything else they would like to add? Any conversations, that you want to add to the equation here? There's we're gonna have more.
What I say, what we need, Viral, the fact that female producers only make 6.5%. We gotta change that, bro.
Damn,
Yeah, I agree.
that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know they're out there, you know what I'm saying? And salute to Sarah to Hill. There's a lot of the dope females that I see, but it's like
Sarah's real
like
dope.
we need to uplift, you know what I'm saying, the females, because the males been out here doing their thing, and it's no shade
And
to them.
fucking
you
it
know what I'm
up
saying?
too. Fucking it
Yeah.
up like men do. You know what I mean? Like we're out here, we got these extreme situations and all that, these parties and all that other shit, it's like I know with people in power and all that other stuff, it's like I think it's starting to happen. Like people are taking notice. One of the artists that really surprised the hell out of me is Doechii, and I
Yeah,
really
yep.
Tiny Desk concert is what brought me to her. It's not that I don't listen to other people's music, and I've said this before. As a producer, as an MC, as an artist, you get so bogged down in your own work, you don't really got time to listen to other things. And to that effect, for me personally or professionally, I don't want to be influenced by anybody's style, so I try to stay away as much as I could. But
I feel that.
there are a few artists and records and people that break through, and I always listen to my friends. And she's just one of those artists that broke through, and I was like,
Well, when you have Lauryn Hill giving you your flowers, that's a big ass deal.
seeing
'Cause
her
For women, like listen, Lauryn Hill is just, I don't care if she has that one album I will play back and forth to this day. That is a class. She's saying some shit
yeah.
in that album. You know what I'm saying? And like her talent's out of here.
The
So
beginning,
like
everything she's ever spit.
everything. That's what I'm saying. So, and that's one of
Yeah.
my influences. So I think that there's a lot of cattiness when it comes to women. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like, can we just cut the
It's that
bullshit?
woman thing.
Yeah,
You
can
know,
we cut the
that Family
bullshit
Guy. Find
and
women
actually
fighting. Wait a minute.
uplift each
Just
other?
find women.
Yeah,
They'll be fighting.
actually uplift each other. Don't be like smiling at somebody's face and then hating in the back. Like,
Yeah,
if we
don't be
don't vibe,
dissing their
that's one
outfit
thing.
and shit when they got bars that'll wrap circles around the fucking universe and shit.
Yeah, and I don't want to
Like,
I don't want to force nothing. Like, if we don't vibe, that's what I'm saying. Everything has to be all right. Let's see. Let's be in the same space. Do we vibe? Do we? If we don't vibe, that's cool. But we ain't gotta hate each other. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. Is like the whole like we could agree to disagree type shit.
yeah.
You know, like I don't like the whole like, oh, let's pity. It's like, yo, we have too much division in general as humans. You know what I'm saying? As a species, we have too much division, and that's all you see. And then it's like, oh, drama. Oh, they get mad views. Like just like if you and I beef viral, that'll go viral.
We make a thing out
Pun
of it,
intended.
like battle and like,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, if we make a whole production out of it too, like, oh shit, it's be Wild World of Sports and shit. You know,
I'm
we make a
telling you.
thing
And it's
about
like,
it.
and then that's when you start wondering, like, okay, now we in the WWE of hip hop where what's real and what's fake, because we all know that drama sells. So like, are you really beefing, or you just beefing for the camera? Are you beefing for the bag? You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of drama, like even back in the days, like when okay, let's say the Jay-Z and Nas, right, beef, for example, right? It was something that was really most of it was like either business or just straight up beefing, right? And today people don't do that no more. Like they don't offer the friend to make money out of it. Rather they rather try to destroy the other person, even by using violence as well. Because look at 50 Cent, for example, right? There was this one interview he did where he offered Chameleon like by dissing him, but Chameleon never dissed him back. And
Right.
he was actually like, well, I offered this guy something, if he would have like, dissed me back, would have earned a lot of money together. But Chameleon didn't understood that because he wasn't he wasn't doing the fake shit, right?
Right.
So a lot of like this today for me is just mad weird, like especially with the rise of Joe, the early 2017 or 18 like that,
Yeah.
where they use violence, they shoot each other, and then they go and snitch on themselves, basically telling
Right.
them, I
Absolutely.
killed you, I
Yeah,
killed
like
homie.
the
what you gonna
Tekashi
do,
6ix9ine shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
yeah, that kind of shit.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's like it's spiral, because to the point where now, like, I like drill because I like the rhythms. My background is Caribbean, so I love like rhythm within rhythm. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, most of it is hella negative, and most
Yeah.
of it you got babies killing babies out here. You know what I'm saying? And they don't care. And like you said, they'll live stream, they'll talk about it on the song. They'll be like, everybody snitching. No,
Crazy.
you self snitching.
Exposure, yeah.
Y'all are snitching on yourselves.
But that's the
You
whole
know?
point of us being able to properly educate, but not only with that proper education, the right tools to have the power to be able to educate. So it's good that some of us in our generation and Gen X are starting to get the keys to be able to dictate some of these narratives. And hopefully, with all this, awareness of the way that things have existed in this industry for so long, that we'll be able to write new rules and do certain things. To your point, T Sketch, I would really love to see an all-female hip-hop panel exist.
Absolutely.
Why we haven't had that yet, we've had, especially with this battle rap shit, like we've had zeitgeist after zeitgeist YouTuber, Screwface, Curtis King, shout out to the homies, Company Man, like everybody's been doing their thing. And
Yep.
to borrow a phrase from him, it's all happening. Well, if this is all happening, where are the females at? There are a whole bunch of talented producers out here and females that are doing their thing, yourself included. Like not only should we be bigging you guys up more, but like there should be a more connectivity space. And I think to your point, one of the problems with hip hop has been the entry being that battle culture. Like it's cool to have the competition, but I think we've taken it to a point. But to that point that it's been taken to, if it weren't for it being to that extreme of taking a boo-boo in the desert, shout out to Daylight, all these years later, here we are. That was 2000, what, 12? And here we are, 2025, and he's pulling 250 views after 5 hours doing a song, immersed in this
Well, you
battle
bringing it
that's
back to
going
the
on.
essence of hip hop. You know what I'm
Bringing it
saying?
back
And Kendrick was the catalyst to that. You know what I'm
bars,
saying?
people
So
checking for hip hop again.
that's what I'm saying. And that's why it's beautiful. Like, regardless of the fact, like they getting in there and people are like, oh, where the bars at? Well, they're
I
here.
need to get up in here. Where's my
They're
pen?
here. And also,
So we
we
hearing that
we
diss
ain't
track against
suing.
that?
We ain't suing. We ain't doing none of that.
Yeah.
Because that don't even make sense. Because now you're gonna, if that actually shifts what people say, that's crazy. Like, we have freedom of speech.
It would
If you're
change
gonna sit there
forever.
and be like, you can't say this in a rap, what the hell is the point, man?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what is the point if you're gonna say, oh, well, we're gonna censor this and we're gonna, like, here we go with the fucking control shit. Excuse my language, but it's
Cool white language on here.
yeah, it's sickening because it's like, now it's a whole nother level of control. It's like, oh, okay, now you're stealing something else from our culture. Now you're like, oh, now we get to control the battle rap now. Now we get to control what y'all say and what y'all talk about. Nah, man. Like, yo, if you enter the battle, you know the deal. There's
Yeah.
no holds barred. Oh, well.
No rules
Oh,
on
well.
language. There's no rules on language in battle rap. And especially if you're talking about somebody's intricacies of who they are to the heart of it, because that's the whole point of it. It doesn't matter that you're saying something, whether or not it's true. The fact is, does it punch better? Because if it
Right.
does, and those bars land better than the other, the person wins, whether it's truthful or not. The fact is, you have the right and the open space to say that kind of shit. And the minute these lawsuits start coming in, and as soon as that judgment is hit, and you can't say those things forevermore, our culture has changed. So, like, having that kind of popularity to where it's gone this far in the zeitgeist, they're trying to figure out what to do with it, but at the same time still attempting to dictate the narrative the same way that they always have. The only way to shift that is by dictating the narrative, to grabbing the ball ourselves and running with it and just being like, yo, this is how we're going to set the rules here in place. But who's in charge for setting these rules? Those who are in charge of the everything, streaming platforms.
Well,
you
that's the
know?
thing. We need
Essentially-
to not relinquish power. That's the problem.
That's why
because
I'm not
these
on
streaming
street planning.
platforms
That's why we got rid
are
of
like slavery.
Yeah.
They want to pay you cents on the dollar, some 0.003 cents, and talking about, oh, create music is not hard.
not
Just like that
good.
Suno CEO, that idiot talking about, oh, nobody wants to sit there and make music. Like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? Like,
Yeah.
we're creatives. How are you going to sit there and tell me that I don't want to sit and cook? Talk about, oh, most people don't want to spend the time to create
And why the fuck
music.
do I sit on your
What?
channel for 7.5 hours on a Saturday?
That's
Like,
what I'm
seriously,
saying.
like, most ain't most to most people. Like, motherfuckers don't know what most is and what most isn't. They just know their circle and what their perception of their reality of what the rest of humanity is. It's crazy.
Just
The
like
way that they
Spotify
come up.
CEO too. Like
Yeah,
they're
man,
so
that big head.
far
Yeah, and the amount of
removed.
salary he's taken this year. And
That's what I'm saying. But you don't want to pay us? Talk about you got to get 1,000 streams before we even pay you.
Or it needs to
Who
go
the
to the
hell-
bigger artist first, or the industry and all that. Yeah.
It's not it, man. And then one more point. If it gets that far to where that lawsuit affects us, now you're gonna have to go into the hip hop dark web to the point where it's gonna be illegal to spit
Yeah.
bars.
How far are you going to tuck this culture? You know,
Like,
it's
we're gonna
already
have
been
to
tucked under-
hide to spit truth.
Yeah, it's already been tucked under the standard that you guys have set in the industry, you know, and that's, you know, how mumble rap and all that shit became popular, and how, you know, all this stuff. It's cool because it comes full circle, and in the end, you know, people are checking for hip hop and boom bap is in and all that other stuff, which means the education is coming through. People are starting to learn things and, you know, going through it, but also the fight against it is real. And that's where AI comes in. We didn't even really touch down on that, but like the fight against our independence as musicians, not only that, but more so as hip hop artists, come from the AI stuff and the production tools that we make, which is why they're trying to get us away from sample-based production and, you know, all this other stuff, and creating problems with copyright law and all kinds of other, you know, anti-universal naturalist types of things that like are just forms of compartmentalizations that we've placed upon ourselves as far as the restrictions go. That's a human thing, not a universal truth of you know, the spiritual realm or or anything like that, you know. And I think this fight is real, you know, and I think this battle is, you know, is as much as we've lost battles, I think the war is being won, and I think this shift in narrative and perspective, with the whole battle rap stuff and everything that has come full circle with it, I think it's helping, you know, and I really encourage anybody out there who embraces this culture to like be out there and embrace this culture in a real way and expose this culture to those who are less informed and make them realize like, hey, this is not just our music. This is
It's a
music.
way of life.
And it's the biggest genre that has existed in music, period. You know, since we
Absolutely.
started compartmentalizing genres, you know, not just hip hop, but all the subgenres as well, you're talking about the biggest thing to ever exist.
Before I dip and sleep, I just have to say this: like, we in the music industry today, I think me, from my perspective at least, is like a battlefield where every foot soldier trying to prove themselves commanders and their captains, and these commanders, captains are like your manager and the guy who owns, you know, studio or the like the company, the record label you're trying to basically try to do your best. So whatever they give you an order to do, just go ahead and do it. It doesn't matter as long as there's more quantity out in the field where we can consume. We the consumers are listening and they're earning money. That's what does matter to them. So like,
Yeah.
in order like for like hip hop to be hip hop again, we need to cut like ties with these big industries. I'm talking about like on like a massive scale, because if we stop listening to this little that little this no this, like they won't be popular as they will be today. But today a lot of young people don't care about like speaking actual facts, like, you know, rhyming, you know. It's just vibe, something like vibe. Oh yeah, I hear this is so dope, man. Yeah, lean, sip this and that, you know, like back in the days, like,
Well, that brings you to another mind state. That's why.
yeah, that's what, like back in the days, people were like rapping about trying to get out of the, you know, the hood.
And now they're drug addicts.
Exactly.
And-
Now they're rapping about.
And see, that's the thing about it, to your point exactly, like all this stuff, like people want to be healed with music. People want to get through their day. They want something that's going to make them feel less shitty. They're not trying to hear, and yeah, there's times where you call for aggressiveness and you got that aggressive song or whatever or feel to it. But in the end, they're looking for a profound experience that maybe not changed their life, but some people are looking for that too. You know, it just ends up changing their life because they have that profound moment. Listen to it in the moment that they're having their shitty day, and it gets them through that shitty day. There, connection made. You
Right.
know, these tools and these things and these industry standards of the way that things have systemically been around and existed have just been suppressive, you know, of all that, you know, and being able to, you know, to break through, you know, is something that, you know, we all need to realize that that genuine experience is what is most craved by the listener. So providing that experience is our duty as musicians, not just in hip hop, but in music in general. If we are going to take the initiative and go out there and do it, we have to do it in the right way. And that especially is true with hip hop music. And I think all these conversations and the stuff going on the way that it is, you know, even the bad stuff and the Diddy parties and all that, we need to know exactly what needs to be fixed before we learn how to fix it. Even though we have our ideas now, what we're going to do once we get the keys, we still don't have the keys yet, not completely, you know, but we will soon. And when we do, we have a chance to rewrite this whole thing, you know. But in order to do that, we got to be
gotta
honest
plan.
with ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah,
we
you
have
gotta
to
plan, and you
plan
need information, because like I
information.
think you know, the basis of everything, like for example, there's times that I like to listen to ratchet music. I don't care about the message at that point. I have my records that are hella ratchet and I like them. But like I know the difference between, oh yeah, they saying this, they saying that, but I'm not out there like yeah, I'm about to go be like that. I'm about to do, and that's the thing. I think that's the difference of the lack of information when a parent is letting their kids listen to something and they're like, okay, you're listening to this, but remember that at the base is entertainment, and what you're hearing, most likely 90% of it is not true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like information is very important. Like and communication so that everybody knows where we're at. We all have different moods. So of course we're going to listen to different kinds of music. You know, you might be in a uplifting mood. You might be in I want to hear a message. I want to be motivated, you know, or you might be sad. Somebody broke up with you. So you want to hear that that breakup music, you know, but I think it's the lack of information and also the blurring of what's real and what's not. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
It's time to unblur those lines.
right. Cause then you're like, cause there's people that will,
Take
you
care,
know,
Creax.
Oh.
I see he's about to fall out on stream in front of all of us.
You saw me
mad
right.
late.
Some rest, my friend. Take care. About to blow up. Hey, man, it's good having you, man. I
Hey, yo,
appreciate
nah, for
you.
real, though.
Thanks for getting me back into, rapping and shit. You know what I mean? I knew I wasn't done. I just, trying to be a fool to myself.
But
There
shout
you
out
go.
to you guys, man. Shout out to Ivara for having me. Further, I really appreciate you connecting me to really good people. I really learned a lot by being here today, and hopefully I can do this a lot more when I'm fully awake, not sleepy. You know?
awake.
Yeah, your camera fell too, by the way, when you
Oh,
said
shit.
that. So it's perfect. Goes right in line with what you're saying here.
But
Yeah.
What's up
Yeah.
there, Spider?
Oh shit.
Salute to you, Enzo. Good to
Alright,
meet
man.
you.
Yeah, nice meeting you, man.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Take care.
End this.
Peace, peace.
So, speaking